Hello, grandkids. Glad you can make it. My name's Nyla, your resident grandkid host, and welcome to the Grandpod. Gosh, it's been a hot minute. I'm back. I'm sorry for the hiatus. I kept you waiting less time than grandson did when he made you wait for I love you. I'm trying. So cut me some slack here. Um, this is episode 11 of the podcast and episode 4 of season 2. So if you want to catch up, if you want to, they're not in any continuous order. Everything's kind of jumbled up. If you want to watch that, go ahead. You can do it now. You can do it later, whenever, whatever. Just glad to have you here. Um, and today I have a guest. Guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh God.
Yes, I have God on the podcast. Woo, kidding. That was dumb.
That'd be
That was
crazy.
that would be it's like I'm happy to be here. All
Um,
knowing.
I forgot I had to introduce myself. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
Okay.
I mean I can do it for you if you'd like.
I need to see this now. How would you introduce me?
All right. Well, my super special guest for the day is Leo. If you don't know who Leo is not only one of my bestest friends, a part of the Billiams, shouts out Billiams. They're also an amateur photographer. Okay, they got graphic design. Okay, paint shopping enthusiast. And yeah, how's it going?
It's going good. That was a good intro. I miss
They're
being able to see, so I'm gonna take these off now.
real, yeah. They're also my Crowley for today. This is
Yes.
our Halloween special. So I'm Aziraphale from Good Omens, and they are my Crowley. My deepest and
I am.
sincerest apologies in advance for how much we will be talking about Good Omens. Um, oops.
Whoops. Got these fuck-ass horns too.
But yeah, we're all dressed up. I wanted to do something special for coming back from the hiatus. I was like, this is gonna be cute. And yeah, I asked, they were on board, and I got to dress as my Ooby Wooby, but y'all don't know what that means yet, and that's okay. We will get to that. We will get to that. But so how I like to start these season 2 episodes of the podcast is like to start with an icebreaker question. So I'm gonna ask my guests a question. They're gonna answer it. Pretty straightforward. It's just whatever wild, wacky question I came up with for the day. And today's question is this: if you could have your bones made of anything that's not bone, what would you like your bones to be made out of?
Bones by Imagine Dragons.
Mm-hmm. You proud of that one?
I walked into that one.
Yeah, I felt it after. It was kind of
Yeah.
like as soon as you repeated bones, I said, "Oh, Imagine Dragons has a song called Bones."
Me too. Okay, let's see. If bones weren't bone, this would require me to have knowledge of different types of material. Okay, what materials do I know of?
You can have your bones
There's
made of absolutely anything you want to.
hmm.
Anything.
Ginny, what are your bones made out of?
Bone?
Why? Because they're built different.
Hey Google, what are cat bones made out of? This should just say bones.
I mean, like they. I feel like they had something different I read somewhere that makes them so stretchy.
Long bones are
That's be like liquid
approximately
sometimes.
cylinder. Oh no, literally. Quite
Yeah, that's what
literally.
I'm saying.
Um, that reminds me of not to bring it back to Good Omens, but that reminds me of when I was watching Good Omens with my mom, and she saw Curly's eye, and she said, "He's some kind of cat or something." And I was like, "He was the snake in the Garden of Eden." And she was like, "Oh, okay." Just like, sure.
He is cat coded. But anyways, why do I want to say applesauce?
Applesauce is crazy, by the way.
I don't know why, but my brain just keeps going back to applesauce. I don't even like applesauce. Like I don't eat applesauce.
You feel like you would like applesauce. That's a genuine fact I did not know about you. You have applesauce energy. I don't know what that means, but you
Applesauce energy is crazy.
do. Like if right now you were like, damn, I want a snack, and you busted out some applesauce, I'd be like, yeah, that makes
No,
it's it's because of your like for apple juice. I just
I
kind of
love apple juice.
yeah, okay. You see, that's probably where my brain's getting a little maybe that's what you just got apple
I
energy.
love apple juice, but apple sauce, I think it's a texture thing for me. I think
That's
I've tried
real.
it once and I just did not like it.
That's
Did
real.
not enjoy that. But for my bones, apparently my brain is telling me that I should have applesauce bones.
Real. Applesauce buns for
What
the
that
win,
would
I
do to me,
guess.
I'm kind of curious to find out.
Honestly, your blood content level would probably be great. Like the sugar content would kind of go nuts. But like
Oh,
unless you have
immediate
like
diabetes.
sugar-free applesauce bones, but that's not fun.
Yeah, no, it'd be just normal applesauce,
Just
right, Ginny?
normal applesauce.
I
For
gotta
those who
check on
don't
her.
know, Ginny is Leo's cat.
Oh yeah,
It's not just like an imaginary friend. It's
Ginny's my cat, and she's just chilling over here to my right.
real.
Hi. She might come say hi at some point. I don't know.
Mayhaps if we get a
Yeah.
Ginny cameo, we'll make sure y'all would know. You're watching or listening. Oh, you wouldn't if you're listening, so we'll let you know. We'll give you the heads
Okay.
up.
Oh,
Um.
she's going to her bed.
Oh,
Good night.
night, Ginny. But okay, if I got to choose my bones, you gotta hear me out here.
Oh Lord.
Glow stick bones.
Wait.
You gotta hear me out. If I were to ever break a bone, it would light up. We'd know exactly where I broke it.
Would you be able to see the light through all the layers of like skin and blood or whatever and muscle?
I feel like my skin would adjust to me having glow stick bones because it'd probably be like a
True.
probably be a part of evolution. So
Oh yeah.
it would, I'd evolve to have glow stick bones. And
Okay, that's
then
kind of
my
fire actually.
that man, that's what like I was like, if I could have
You know
any
what?
bones, I'd be like glow stick bones.
Glowstick Bones is a good band name.
Damn.
I'm not even kidding.
That's kind of gas.
That's a
Wait.
little fire.
Stay tuned. Poor cable. Stay tuned. Um. Okay. Cool. Bone question. All done. What are you drinking?
Publix Deli sweetened brewed iced tea. Keep refrigerated, store upright.
Real.
It's from Publix.
I swear on everything. I thought you were drinking straight up soy sauce. That's what I was like.
You know, I
Oh.
only drink iced tea when it comes in these. I was at an event and they give out sometimes Publix sub, but like they're like lunch boxes or like cardboard boxes that has like a pub sub, some
Mhm.
chips, some cookies, and a bottle of this. So I
Real.
only drink iced tea when I get it for free.
That's actually hella real.
I
I
don't
get it.
buy iced tea normally. It has just enough sugar for me to like it, but I don't like tea in general. It
You
just has
said
so much
tea.
sugar in it that I just drink it.
You said tea, and I got like World War II flashbacks. Okay. If you don't know, this podcast has a history with tea and soup,
It
and
does.
it's a whole thing.
A long
You
story.
you'll know. You'll find out one day. Actually, if you watch the last episode with Mathika, I explained the entire tea versus soup debate, so you'll be in the know on that. Um, but yeah, all right, awesome. Icebreaker question done. Applesauce bones, glow stick bones, different
Yeah.
bones by Imagine Dragons.
Owned by Imagine Dragons.
Don't get me started on Imagine Dragons.
We won't.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it. We're not doing it.
Maybe later.
Maybe later. Maybe later. All right. Icebreaker questions are done. Now we're gonna go into the interview portion of our podcast where I essentially take the guests, ask them grandson related questions, how they found them, this is that. You're about to hear it, so I don't really have to explain it. But yeah, it's an interview. So, interview guest, you ready? We're good?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
First question. How did you find grandson?
Oh
Oh, that sounded like him.
no.
Sorry. Oh my God. It slipped out so naturally. Okay, sorry. How did you find grandson?
Okay. As far as I can remember, which can be a little dubious, but what I remember occurring is back in the day, circa 2018, and still kind of to this day, but more so back then, I was slash am anime music video editor. I am an
Mm,
editor. So I was more active in like the Instagram clip editing community, like fan camps before they were really fan camps on Twitter, but on Instagram. Bloodwater was blowing the fuck up in the editing community. That shit was blowing up. All
yeah.
the like shonen animes that do the fighting and shit, like Bloodwater was the song to be editing to at that time. So
Mm,
of course I came across edits to it, and I even edited to it at least once. Back then I was like, damn, this kind of slaps. And then I like actually started listening to it, and I look at the like actual lyrics, and I'm like, oh, this kind of like somewhat a serious topic, and we're editing Anime Boy number 8,000 to Bloodwater. I was like, oh damn. So basically, I just really like the song. I was like, I wonder if this guy has other stuff that I might like, which was rare for me to do back in those days. Because back then, my top two were Imagine Dragons and Glass Animals, and I did not listen to anybody else. Like every so often, some like other editing songs that I liked, but like artists, I no, I had my top two and I didn't like change, so I just didn't listen to anybody else. Like I just didn't like change. So, but I was like, damn, let me check this guy out. So I went YouTube because I wasn't really like in social media. I didn't have Twitter back then.
mm-hmm.
Go to YouTube, type in blood water. I may or may not have actually typed like blood in the water because I didn't know what it
Mm-hmm.
was called.
Yeah, of
Last
course.
time I ever did that, I promise. So find him, I go straight to like his channel and I listen to whatever was out at the time. Which whatever that EP was. Modern Tragedy Volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
Why I have all the EPs mixed up is that other story. But
Yeah.
yeah. I listened to all of that and I'm like, damn, this shit slaps. And then that's been my personality for the past 5 years. As
You
a
think it's
Spark
been
Noise version, how I found him.
you think it's
You
been
have
your
the other
personality?
details that like I did not find out any other information about him since then because I was
Mm-hmm.
scared that he'd be an asshole. I was like, what
Real.
if I look him up and he's committed like war crimes or something? But I was like, this music slaps too much. I'm just gonna be blissful. So I didn't know what his name was, what he looked like age. I didn't know anything. I was just listening
Real.
to the music, and I watched the music videos when they came out. But back then he wasn't like really in them.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike he was like the main actor in the like Death of an Optimist ones, but back then he wasn't as much. Like he did cameos, but I know that was him. So I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, okay, I did not know. I knew so little. I really only just knew like memorize all the lyrics, obviously, because I was a little insane that way to make up for
Real.
not knowing information about him as a person. So
That's real.
yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. Okay. What do you feel is the best part about being a grandkid? Like just straight up.
Oh man. There's a lot of ways I could answer that question. Let's see.
Oh, I got it for you. It's him shaving his head
Oh
every
my
other
god.
October.
Talk
Um,
about bald
best.
sun. I hate his ass. Well, okay. Not to sound probably basic, but I will have to say genuinely the community because like I've been in other like band or like music artists centered fandoms. Like I've been in a lot of them. I've tried to be in a lot of them. But the community here is the best one I've been in so far. You would think that the Imagine Dragons community would be like nice. It's not. Do not join Imagine Dragons Twitter. I it is a strange place over there. It is very strange. And then others, the artists are either like way too big, so then the fan base is like really hard to get into, where there's just too much going on.
Mhm,
Or there might be more niche, but I don't know, I just don't vibe with them as much. That's happened kind of recently with other artists. I'm not gonna name drop, but like I don't
mhm,
know, it's just different. But this like here community was like one of the actually probably like the first like kind of internet mostly online community I ever actually like, felt a part of, that I could really connect with the people, that like
Mm-hmm.
other people I was like, wow, okay, you get it, like you understand like the music and how much this kind of all means to all of us. So it would
Yeah.
have to be the community. I mean, I met you through the community, and now we're like planning to be roommates. So it's like I've
True.
met
Yeah.
like literally some of my best friends that I am prepared to go to war for through this community, and then like a bunch of others. It's just really fun to be here. I think, yeah, like the music obviously slaps clearly, but like the part
Like
that's
yeah.
like special, like different from being a grandkid than being in like any other sort of bandom is
Mm-hmm.
the specific community we have going on
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
I definitely 110% get that. I mean, like you said, we got the Billiams, which I cannot unpack what a Billiam is,
We're
nor
not, we
who
can do
the
that.
Billiams are. We cannot unpack that. There is not time. But
There's no time for that.
but yeah, no, the community is a lot of people end up saying the community, and I don't get mad about it. I'm not gonna make you choose something else because kind of the best part. Like I always say,
It's just true.
I don't go to grandson shows for grandson. Like, oh, he's cool. Oh, he's making music. Nah, I'm going for the homies. Like
Yeah,
Los, even like Los Angeles, for example. Like
yeah.
we were just hanging out outside the
We're
venue
just
making
chilling.
bracelets for like hours,
We were just chilling.
and it was fun. It was a grand old time. We had a grand old time. It was
Yeah,
it's just, and these are like strangers, practically strangers. The Billiams are
yeah,
different. Like those are my babies. Those are my besties. But like
yeah.
a lot of the grandkids are like practically strangers to me. They're people I met on the internet, and yet I feel so close to them because we all bonded over this mutual love of the music of this musician and this message, and we all vibe really well. And yeah, I don't know. It's really nice.
It's very different. Like going to other shows, even for artists that I absolutely love and would die for, is just different than being
Hmm.
at a grandson show because of the community. Because I'll
Yeah.
go to like, I gotta say, even Imagine Dragons, like they're my favorite band on the planet. Like I would kill and
Real.
die for them. But their shows do not hit the same as a grandson show. They still hit different,
Hmm.
but like community wise, it's like I want to Imagine Dragons show because I want to see Imagine Dragons. Like that's the main draw. And like if I can go with a
Hmm.
friend or something, like that'd be cool. But then just like the vibe is completely different. I'm there like for the show. When I
Yeah.
go to a grandson show, yeah, I guess a good half of the reason would be I want to see my favorite artist live. But then the other
Yeah.
half is, even if I'm going, if I might be going by myself, I'm like, I know I'm gonna be safe here. Like I know what's going on. Like
Hmm.
it's a safe space. It's very comforting that
Yeah.
everybody there, you kind of know at least like the first surrounding areas of, after having gone to so many damn shows.
Hmm.
It's like the section's a little different. Like, front row people are more likely to be like insane like me than maybe people further in the back. But just knowing that there are people there that understand the way that you do the music and all of it, it just hits
Hmm.
different. I have
It's
yet
yeah.
to feel that at any other shows thus far.
Yeah. I 100% get that. And I'm glad you brought that up because I want you to tell me about the Granvan. I want you to
Oh,
first explain what the Granvan is to the people who do not know and just kind of give us like, you know, give us a rundown. What's going on? What happened in the Granvan?
all right. So the Grand Van is an idea that started in Austin, Texas on October 4th, I believe, of last year. 4th or 5th. Um, so Bethany, y'all know who Beth is.
Shouts out
You
Beth.
probably should. Beth brought up the idea of like next tour, she would want to like get a bunch of grandkids in a van and just follow the whole damn thing. Cause it's like kind of what she did for Death of a Tour. Like she did a lot of those shows, I know, and a lot of the festivals and stuff. She's like, I just want to like just follow straight through a whole tour. Like get some grandkids in a car and we're just gonna do it. And I took it seriously. I don't know if she meant it serious, but I took it seriously. She may or may not have had, and I quote, a few shots. I know she blames Soul for that as well. This is all on
Also
Twitter, just
shouts
like
out
spreading things
Soul.
out. publicly available on Twitter. So it's not like I'm
Real.
airing shit out. But yeah, so I took it seriously. So then beginning of this year, I was already planning like, all right, me and Liam, I don't think Liam's been on here yet. Liam's
Mhm.
also one of my best friends, another grandkid. We did a lot
Another
of the shows
billion.
last year. One of the Williams, yup. It was one of like actually my first like real friend that I made in the community that like we bonded and stuff. And we went to So What Fest to see grandson after having known each other for only like 2 months online, but it worked
Real.
out. Nobody died, so he's one of my
Yeah,
best.
true.
So me and Liam were like, all right, how do we make this actually happen? We were on websites, we were looking up how to rent a van, but then we were like, we can't rent a car because neither of us are over 25. So we're like, all right, we gotta use one of our cars. But we were like planning this before
Hmm.
any music had dropped. Like we didn't even know anything about I Love You, I'm Trying. Like nothing had dropped yet, but we were already planning. Um, let's see. Fast forward, album gets announced, tour gets announced, and we're like, oh fuck, we're actually gonna do this. I was crunching the numbers. I'm like, how am I gonna actually make this work? Because on my part, doing like following a tour like that had been like on my big bucket list since I was like 12, since I discovered music
Hmm.
basically. I discovered
Yeah,
music a little late in the game. That's a whole other story. Ever since then,
real.
I always watch the concert videos and I like hear the stories of like the fans that do multiple shows in a tour. And I'm like, I want to do that one day. Like, I want to do the following the tour thing because I just love the artist that I love so much because I'm
Mhm.
mentally ill. So I'm like, I really want to do that. So I'm like, if I can make this work, I finally find other people that are a little bit insane enough to do it with me. I
Mhm.
gotta take this chance. And while I'm still a student, so like I have some leeway in what I do in life, I don't pay bills yet. I live with my parents. And I have a job that my bosses are understanding of like my concert insanity where I could get away with taking time off to do
Mhm.
something like that. I'm like, I need to do this now. Um, Tour gets announced, and we're like, holy shit, that's a lot of dates. We were like, what the fuck? Why is the tour so damn long? Because
Yeah.
we were planning it around it being like Death of a Tour, which was I have my poster of Death of a Tour up here. I'm looking at it. It had like, I don't know, I think I counted once, it was like 20 dates. The US leg alone for I have my tour poster for I Love You, I'm Trying over here. It is like I don't know 50 or something dates for the US alone, not even counting Canada or Europe. So we had to switch plans a bit. Plan went from doing the full tour to doing half of it.
Mhm.
Um, I think tour dates like dropped, and we're like, all right, how do we do this? Because this goofy ass man announced the tour after we had already gotten tickets to the 4-day festival of Rockville. So we had to
Mhm.
plan around that. So we ended up starting it here. Unfortunately, I made everyone start the tour in Florida. My my apologies, but if he hadn't announced that so soon before the rest of the tour, that wouldn't have been an issue.
Mhm.
But anyways, so how do we even do this? I organized most of it because again, I'm a little insane. So I had like a Google Doc set up. I wrote
The
down
Google
all
Doc.
the Google Doc,
The Google
all
Doc.
the dates of all the shows, like the venues and stuff. And we kind of just planned it. I was like, all right, Liam, you drive because we're gonna use your car because I don't even remember why. But we're using Liam's car, which is for the better because then my car ended up breaking down when I got back
Mhm.
home. It was a whole thing. So
Oh, I think I know why. It was because Liam had to drive down, didn't he? Did he have
he
to
had a
drive down
ticket.
already?
I don't remember now because he had a plane ticket to come here, but then we ended up not using it because a reason.
Yeah.
I don't
It
remember.
it made sense at the time.
There was a reason at the time, but I do not remember what the reason was. But anyway, so Liam was to drive down and then we go to Rockville, have fun with the Billiams, do the Tampa show. We meet Beth at the Tampa show because Beth did the previous dates herself. And then from then on, it was like us three in the Granvan. It was me, Liam, and Beth. So I'm planning this shit out. I'm planning a lot of it, and I do not even have tickets to most of the shows. I had tickets only to Tampa and LA at that point. And I was just planning this out. We're like, how do we do this? We're like crunching numbers, like all the gas money, tolls, which I did not take into account, where we're gonna stay, like planning out the route. And like, I don't know, it kind of just kept going. Like we just kept planning and then kept buying the tickets to the shows. And we're like, I guess we're like doing this for real. It was just an idea, and then we started just planning it, and we're like, wait, this can work, and we made it work. Asked for the time off work. Everybody did that. And we just did it. Me and Liam's run was from Rockville and Daytona, May. He played on the
21st. Played on the
21st.
21st, day before my birthday.
May 21st, and then we did every single show through June 19th in Denver, except Sonic Temple. That's the only one that me and Liam skipped, but Beth did that one, but she didn't do Rockville. So kind of evened out because we're like, we're not doing another festival. We're not doing that. Originally, we were going to stop at Omaha on June like 15th or something. But then we were like, the Denver show is his biggest headliner show, so we should do that. Beth convinced us to go to Denver, basically.
Yeah, that's
and
what
then
happens.
Because we were gonna do Denver, we're like, okay, we might as well do St. Louis in the middle, and then that ended up being a really weird show. Yeah, that's kind of how it happened. Beth had the idea, and I just took it seriously and spent enough time researching and planning it out and figuring out how much of my savings I can use without going broke. That's another thing. A lot of people are asking me because I did a lot of the well, not like a lot, but I did a few takeovers on the account. People be like, how do you afford to do all these shows? Here is the answer. I have been saving to do this since I was 12. Or most of my savings are like birthday money, or like when I got a job. Like I put a lot of stuff in savings specifically for concert related expenses because concerts are the main thing I do in life. I don't like go out much or like do anything else. Like the only thing I kind of did was a couple of anime conventions. But then for the most part, I saved everything for concert expenses in general. So that's where I got that money from. I am not rich by any means of the imagination. We live in an apartment in South Florida, first floor, like, it's not, I've just been saving for so long for something like this that when I got the opportunity, I was like, okay. And I got a credit card, which helped a lot. My first credit card.
Shouts out credit card debt. Let's go.
Shouts out credit card debt that I'm still paying off to this day. Oh, there was the other thing. So Beth is more insane than we are. And she did more of the tour, almost the entire thing. Me and Liam had to stop at Denver because we're like, the money has run out. We can't do anything else. The LA show is coming up. I'm like, I don't care what I gotta do. I need to go to LA. Like, I really need to do that show. I'm like, it's Los Angeles. Gotta go to LA. Angeles. So I had to hide out in Liam's basement for a week between the Denver show and the LA show.
I was the movie. I'm thinking about the movie. I'm so sorry.
And I'm not kidding, like quite literally in his basement, which was wild to me because I live in Florida, as you've probably guessed. We don't have basements here because of the sea level. We also don't have attics because of hurricanes. So we just have houses, and I don't even live in a house. So that was already step one. He lives in a house. Step two, he has a basement that I am living in for about a week. So that was a liminal space in my life. I don't remember half of it. I go to LA and everything happens, and then I go home. That was rough. Did that answer the question? I kind of forgot what the original question was.
The question was just describe the Granvan, so I'm pretty sure you.
Oh, so that's kind of like how it started. Was just me taking something Beth said too seriously and simply making it happen by sheer willpower and credit card debt. And help from my dad, because for some reason he's like, yeah, whatever, fuck off. Drive around half of the US, here's $300. And I was like, thanks. So, how it went. Man, from the first show, that show was crazy. The fucking Tampa show.
Oh.
With the banana.
Oh my gosh. And then he got to sign Billiam, which I'm so sorry. You don't know who Billiam is.
I get with the times.
You gotta be in the know to know.
You gotta be in the know. Like just that first like headliner show. He didn't come say hi to us at Rockville because he was busy watching Deftones.
Oh yeah. Man, I forgot about that. But it's okay.
I didn't.
We had a show to go to anyways, so it didn't matter.
That is true. We went to see Dwayne and the other 10 people that were there.
Shouts out that first off, that show was one of the best shows I've ever had in my life. Like, if we have to exclude grandson shows, that's one of the best shows I've ever had in my life. all you need to know, just basically, little dance circle, twerk lesson, um,
Work lesson.
two-man mosh pit. Um, yeah, that's kind of all you need to know about that show. But it
Yep,
goes down in history like one of the best shows I've ever been to in my
that
life.
show was crazy. But yeah, how tour went. There are so many like just moments that occurred both in the shows and then after shows and on the road. We got pulled over once. That was my bad. That was my bad. And then, for example, we got pulled over on our way to Indiana, for speeding. But in my defense, we're on
Mhm.
the highway and I did not break 80. So like, was I really speeding? Anyways, we got to put a warning because we probably looked at a hot mess. Because when I was driving and I had a Florida license, driving Liam's car, which had a Nebraska license plate, Beth was in the back seat with all the groceries, so we looked a little homeless. And Liam was still high from the night before in the passenger seat, which is where the officer was talking through the window. So because there was like a lot going on, that's why I think the officer just let us off with a warning because he was like, "There's just too much going on here. I'm just gonna wish them luck and like let them go." That's what I think, at least.
I do find it a little bit hilarious that you got pulled over for speeding and your dress is curly. I think that's a little bit funny. Like I have to point it
Didn't
out.
even realize that.
As soon as you said I didn't even break 80, I was like, that's some Crowley ass shit that you just said.
I didn't even break 80. I've gone 90 before, and I wasn't even going 90 at that point.
You
I'm
were
gonna be
not
so
in Florida.
I mean, so for real, sometimes I'm like going to class and then I do be like hitting 90 and I look down and I hear in my head, Crowley, you can't be doing 90 miles per hour in Central London. Plays in my head and I'm like, damn. And then I slow down to make the history feel in my head happy. I'm so serious.
That's a little amazing. That's a little
The
amazing. I
reason
gotta
I
give it to
brought
you.
that up is because I got the paper with the warning. So the next show, I go to this man and I'm like, can you sign my speed warning? We got pulled over in Indiana. And he just starts shaking his head. He's like, bro. And this man signs it and he writes, too fast, too furious.
Mhm.
With we're using a two, the number.
Oh, ew. Ah, that just ruined my day. Genuinely.
With
that
a
kind
two,
that
yes.
kind of ruined my day.
And it's framed on my wall, but I have it all folded so you can't tell it's a speed warning, so my mom doesn't find out.
Real.
Because he does not know that occurred. So that's just one example of some bullshit that happened on tour. We slept in a lot of extremely shady, no-name motels off the side of the highway. Um, this is one time the highway just stopped highwaying, like it was just done. And
What?
this was at like 2 a.m. or some shit. And Liam and Beth were both asleep. And I was like, what the fuck do I do? The highway just ended. Like, what do I do in this situation? So I had to take a random ass exit, end up in the back roads of like some fuck ass Midwestern state. And I'm like, oh, we're dying here. It was so scary. It was like a bunch of fields and like shitty little farmhouses that look like haunted. And I'm like, Pennywise is gonna come out of here and kill me. That's just what's
Lord.
gonna happen here. Eventually, Liam woke up and he's like, "Bro, are you fucking good?" And I'm like, "We're dying." And he's like, "Bro, stop." He's like, "This is just what it looks like when I drive to work. Like, what are you waffling about?" I was like, I live in Florida. I don't live in fuck ass Nebraska. I don't know what you want from me." We didn't die, made it there. But the whole time I was wondering, we were taking like basically the same route that they were taking. So I'm like, how did they get the tour bus to the show?
Oh yeah. Because of the
But
highway ended.
the highway just stopped highwaying. And the shitty little almost dirt road we were on was not gonna be good for a tour bus.
I didn't even think of that.
I was thinking about that the whole time. I'm like, what were they gonna do? There were a couple times where we did pass the tour bus on the highway because we were just taking the same routes. I have one video clip stamped at like 4 a.m. from some like Fuckass middle of nowhere town or something that I was sleeping. Liam was driving. I just get woken up because I'm like hearing kind of noise, like they're talking. So I wake up and they're like, "Oh yeah, his tour bus is like coming up on the right," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I say no words. I don't even put my glasses on. I get my phone out, start recording, and I just say, "Hey, bestie." Fuck us. And I'm just like recording it. Then I go, "Bye, besties." Stop recording, and then I go back to sleep.
Can you send me that so I can insert that into the podcast, please?
I either said "Hey, bestie" or like "Hi, Jordan" or some bullshit like that. I don't even know. But I just have that, woke up like, woke up again like the next day properly, and I look back and I'm like, what the fuck was happening last night? So a lot of that going on. Like, the one time my what? Oh, I gotta check the city names. Philly to Pittsburgh was my greatest achievement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There was the overnights. For some reason, Pennsylvania is a very large state, I have come to find out. From Philadelphia to Pittsburgh, it is 5 hours. 5 hours. And this man, yeah, it wasn't Philly, took an eternity to come out after the show. That was when he called us Chili Billies, because it was like 2
yes.
a.m. till he came out. Of course, we were still waiting. It was, at least it wasn't just us though. There was like a decent amount of other people still waiting at 2 in the
Mm-hmm.
morning, so we didn't look
Damn.
completely insane. Um, Comes out. I'm shivering in Beth's arms because it's cold as fuck, and I was dressed for like a grandson show where I'm gonna get sweaty, so I was not prepared for all that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
shivering in Beth's arms, and he comes out. He's like, "What's up, my chili billies?" The fuck does that mean? Why would he say that? Like,
Why is
yeah.
he like this?
So and so I made chili billy bracelets that we all have. Um anyway, so that show was already ended like late. We go to Wawa. Japan, Philadelphia is the birthplace of Wawa. Best information I learned on this trip ever. I fucking love Wawa. If you don't know what Wawa is this godsend of a gas station known mostly on the East Coast. You gotta get the pulled pork quesadilla with mixed berry smoothie. Barbecue pulled pork quesadilla with a mixed berry smoothie is my go-to order. The quesadilla is slap, and they also have like milkshake and stuff. Anyways, so we go to Wawa. I get a chicken sandwich because I felt like getting a chicken sandwich and two Rockstar energy drinks because I was driving tonight on a Wawa chicken sandwich and two fruit punch Rockstar energy drinks. I
Lord have
drove
mercy.
from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh in one night. I wouldn't say completely straight because I did stop every like hour and a half ish or so at rest stops to like wake up a little bit, like just get out, stretch my legs so I don't die or something. And
Mm-hmm.
at one of the stops, I get back in the car and I look up and who is pulling into this rest stop?
Mm-hmm.
Two very familiar tour buses. Kate Place and Jordan's tour buses just pull up, and I'm like, I have to leave immediately. I was like, there's no way. I was like, there's no shot. So Liam and Beth are asleep, and I'm like texting the Williams, and Moon is the only one awake because they're in
Yeah.
Russia. So,
Yeah.
so I'm like, Moon, the fuck? I and Moon was like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's on brand.
I can look up the chat probably. But yeah, I took pictures because I simply could not believe it of just like their tour bus, and then I saw people like getting out, and I was like, I have to leave immediately, so I just left. And then we made it somehow. By we, I mean me, because somehow I didn't die. But that was kind of a rough drive, but I survived, and I'm very proud of myself for that. Because you gotta understand that before tour, I was terrified of driving on the highway. Like I refused to. I took the bus to class because I did not want to drive there because of the highway. I went from that to crossing the state of Pennsylvania for a white man.
Jinkies.
But I did it.
The things you do.
See. Denny's.
That's all you have to say.
I was just thinking of like one more kind of like whack ass moment from tour.
Mhm.
That's gonna be the whack ass moment from tour.
Yeah.
So I will try to make a long story short. Los Angeles, the LA show occurs. Shit's crazy. I cried so hard after that VIP. Oh my god. I don't know
Oh
what
yeah.
happened.
No, I literally like you walked out and I said, "What the fuck happened to my baby?" I think I said something like that.
You did.
And I just like held you and I was like, "What the hell happened?"
You were like, do I have to go beat his ass? And I was like, yeah. Something occurred. I don't know. I was not doing well after that VIP meetup, but like in a good way, kind of. It was like I
Mhm.
wasn't sad, but I was just like, there's just a lot going on. I don't know. But anyway, so show happens. That's not even part of the story. The show isn't even part of this right now.
Nope. Mm-mm.
This is after the show.
It's after.
After the show, we're waiting and we see the tour bus, and then they're like they think the tour bus like left out and came into the street or whatever. We're doing murderer karaoke.
On the
Next to
street
the tour bus.
because I was
We
mad as hell. I was like, if he didn't play murderer, we're doing murderer on this street corner. Not to mention the other street corner murderer incident, but this one, this street corner murder incident, whole gang just murder on the sidewalk.
we're just busting out murder. I have video
No,
of
literally.
that. We briefly talked to Garrett. And so we're still waiting there,
Yeah.
but then like they turn off the tour bus and we're just like, okay, I guess this man's not coming down. We were like, that's fine, you know. He literally lives here, so he probably like went home or something. I don't know. So we're
Hmm.
like, okay, whatever. There's a Denny's quite literally right next to the venue. So we're like, okay, we're hungry. Denny's is right here. We're just gonna go. So
Hmm.
after all of that waiting, we're gonna finally give up and go into the Denny's to eat because the bitch was hungry. At least
I
I
do.
was.
I do need to mention. I said as soon as we give up, he's gonna pop up.
You
I
did
said
in
that.
fact say
I
that.
said as soon as we give up, we will find him. And I.
You did say that. So we get into the Denny's. We're like, we got to rearrange the tables a little bit because there was a good
Uh-huh.
amount of us. This poor
Yeah.
waiter was his first day.
Oh yeah. Shout out him.
It was his first day. It felt so bad. So we arranged the tables. We all like our whole group sits down. And I'm here perusing the menu. I'm like, what do I want to eat at Denny's today? This is a very difficult decision for me to make because I love
Hmm.
Denny's. I hear like a commotion occur. I look up, and who do I see out of these big ass Wendy's windows? This curly headed ass man with his Coca-Cola hat walking down the street, walking down the sidewalk next to Denny's, and I'm like, okay. I teleport out of my chair because I'm like, I'm not missing this man. I'm gonna catch his ass. I run out. I quite literally like, get up. I jump, run out to like where the door is, and I like bust the door open. So like where the Denny's doors, and somebody else had like come out first before I did. So he was like his back was to me talking to them, and I was like, okay, cool. He turns around. Turns around, and he's holding the biggest platter of sushi I've ever seen in my life. This was like 1 in the morning or some shit at this point. I was like, what? I cannot explain how absolutely flabbergasted I was in that moment in time.
Hmm.
Like so much was already happening, and just like, why is he holding sushi?
Why? There was literally no reason. And the way he came in, I think the first thing he said was, "I thought you guys be hungry." And
No, this is what happened. He turns around. I'm holding the door, but he turns around. He's holding sushi. I don't even say anything because I'm trying to process him holding the biggest platter of sushi. Like it wasn't even like a little thing of sushi. No, it was this
it's like,
big ass like party platter. Like yeah, it was like this big. He was just holding it. Turns around, kind of barely looks at me. He storms into the Denny's with like this face of absolutely cold determination.
mhm.
Yeah, cold determination on his face. Just storms in. I just follow behind him because like, what the fuck do I do? But like, I okay. Walks in, finds our table, which wasn't hard. We're like the only people in there. He like
Mhm.
throws down the platter in the middle. He goes, I thought you guys might be hungry.
And the first thing I say is, yeah, we're in a Denny's. And like,
Later, we find out, we like look through people's Instagram stories. That sushi was like from the green room of the venue. Like they just had that out, and he just like stole it from everybody else there to bring to us. And he was just walking the streets of Los Angeles holding a platter of sushi looking for us, apparently. We've
yeah,
been outside this whole damn time.
yeah.
I'm so
Apparently,
sorry.
we were on the wrong side because you had to change the marquee for the next show. So we all moved and we were like, okay, well, we should probably go on the other side. So we're all hanging out, chilling, partying on the other side. And apparently, bro is searching through the streets of Los Angeles with a big ass platter of sushi looking for his little guys. Like, and we're just like,
Yeah.
we at that point, I literally had said, I said, as soon as we give up, we will find he. We I didn't know he would find us. I was like, we're gonna find him, and he found us. Like, I was just,
I
and he
Yeah, and
was
then
like,
you were telling him your full circle moments
my full circle
of
moment.
like a lot that was going on in that show. That's like a
He
whole other
was,
thing we cannot get
yeah,
into.
there's so many layers. But he was like, I gotta go. We gotta go. We were like, we need a picture. Like, what's going on? We got this. We
Yeah.
have like the best picture
No,
ever.
he said he was like there, so obviously we're like kind of trying to talk to him, and he has this sushi there. He's trying to eat it. First of all, he fails to eat one of the sushi rolls, like horrifically. And then he just goes, "Are you guys really not gonna eat that?" And I'm like, "What? We're not gonna eat when you're just chilling here. Like we're trying to talk to you. We're not gonna be like,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, start eating
we're
sushi
not
while
just
you're
gonna
here."
start grubbing. I don't even eat seafood.
Yeah,
Come
you
on,
pick
Bess.
like the worst people to give sushi to. Because I don't like seafood. You don't eat seafood. Beth is vegan.
I was just
I
about to
think
say,
I think somebody else is like I'm allergic or something. I think
yeah,
Liam is definitely allergic.
oh, 100%. Liam's
And
allergic
I
to
think
everything.
Kim was just like, I don't really like, I don't know, something like just most of the people
Yeah,
that came were not fucking with
yeah.
sushi.
My friends were at like a separate table and they were like, we're taking that home. That's dinner. And I was like, man.
She was so because we were like talking to him and then Kim got like most of it on video. And he's just like giving everyone hugs. I got like the best hug of my entire fucking life
Yeah.
during the tennis. Yeah, so basically in conclusion, he just brought a bunch of sushi to Denny's after the show, after we waited for him for like a billion years. It took a couple pictures, talked for a bit, and then just left.
Dipped.
And just left the
Gone.
sushi with us. Big ass fucking platter.
He was
Yeah.
so proud of himself for bringing the fucking sushi.
He was so proud. He was like, I got you guys sushi.
We're just like, I swear, the first thing to come out of my mouth when he said, you're hungry, like, yeah, we're in a Denny's.
Like we came here to eat. And the poor waiter was his first day. While he was like while Jordan was there and we were like trying to talk to him, the waiter comes up like trying to take our order and I'm like, I am so sorry. Can you just bear with us for a bit? And he was like, that's okay. And then like,
Then I gotta
so
go visit him.
standing there like, oh
Yeah,
but
poor
yeah,
guy.
that was the LA show and the fucking Denny's sushi. And now I literally cannot drive by a Denny's without thinking of that day.
Yeah.
I
Oh, 100%.
So
I
I
don't know.
guess those are the highlights of kind of what went on tour. There was like a lot else because I mean we did 23 grandson shows in a row,
Hmm.
and there were like sections that were back to back shows of like 5 shows in a row, which was like crazy.
Hmm.
But it was also like the best time of my fucking life. Like that still to this day. I mean, it hasn't been that long since then, but like
Yeah,
best month and a half of my entire fucking life. Not gonna lie,
that's
because
real.
it was like, traveling with like your best friends and then seeing your friends on the road too, like meeting up with other grandkids from other states, like at the shows and stuff. And just being at the show and the kind of recognition-ish. Like we got to know the crew, which was really cool. We wrote thank you cards to a lot of the crew, and the crew seemed like genuinely happy to see us a lot. Like we met Dwayne a lot. We got to meet Christine a couple times, which was really really cool. She's very nice, Christine Kafley. Um, yeah, it was just everything. If you ever have the opportunity to do anything like that, I'd say just go for it. money comes back, but the experiences are forever. Like that's not something you can really like get back. So if you
Damn.
can, obviously, like don't go broke or homeless, like plan it out. But like if you see an opportunity, just take it. Would be my takeaway. And I am in fact planning on doing that shit again. I don't know
Yeah.
how, but
Granvan
we're gonna make
2,
it work. Grand Van
Electric
Part
Boogaloo.
2, Electric Boogaloo. Oh,
And then
that's tour.
I may or may not make a cameo for Granvan 2.
You
Whatever I
gotta make
gotta
it.
do.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
cool.
in conclusion, that's tour.
That's the Granvan.
That's the
Um, you kind of answered my follow-up questions by just talking about it.
oh
So
man.
we're big chilling. I just got one more question, and I know the answer to this, but I want you to explain this.
Oh
Um,
man.
is there a grandson song that you consider to be yours? Just your song.
Well, short answer, paint shopping.
Long answer?
I mean, long answer, paint shopping forever. I don't
Real.
know if that was the answer you were expecting because I kind of also claimed when the bomb goes, like that's my baby girl.
Yeah.
That's like the newer one.
That's the
And
newer. You can
that's
have two.
the newer one of my collection. But the one that's kind of always been like this is like mine is paint shopping.
Real.
Ever since the album dropped. If you don't know, I am currently studying multimedia film video stuff in university. And I'm trying to get into photography, videography thing. And last year for my video production class, I made a music video for paint shopping.
Mm-hmm.
An entire one, full length. I mean, I cut like a little bit of it because there was just a lot going on. But filmed, directed, edited it all myself. Also, unfortunately, had to act in it because I don't have actors. So I'm in it. It's a half music video, half like a visualizer because the lyrics are on screen as well. And I'm actually very, very proud of that project and how it came out, considering I'm the one that did all of it. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally all of it. I'm like, that's pretty good. And I did it because I just absolutely love that song. It's so I mean you could tell it's, depression on sale for a limited time. Like,
Get it in person or get it online.
yeah, it just really speaks to me, if I can say that. That's such a not cringe, but like I don't know.
And
That's
I
like the
get you.
best way I can explain it. Like ever since it came out, I'm like this one's mine. Like this is how I like feel. Like this is it. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how else to describe it. That's like the song. Like this is exactly what it feels like. So
Real.
it's very special to me, and I am very mad that he has never played it live.
Mm-hmm.
Not even this is what really gets me. He has never played it live, not even for the Death of an Optimist movie. Like we didn't even get that. I would be like genuinely like a little bit happier if we at least had a live recording of it from
Mm-hmm.
the movie or otherwise, but we don't because he
Nothing.
refuses to play it. And I'm like, that's one of the things I'm like, I gotta see that shit live before I die. I'm gonna have to pay like $25,000 to hear it. That's very specific because that happened for another artist. I didn't pay $25,000 to okay
I
anything.
I had my face dropped. I was like, "There's no fucking way you dropped 25K on Imagine Dragons. There's no
I
fucking
didn't,
way."
but somebody else did. Somebody else paid $25,000 at last year's TRF gala for them to play Nothing Left to Say for the first time in like, I don't know, like 8 years or some shit. And Dan had to look at the lyrics on his phone the whole time because he hadn't played it in that long. And honestly,
Gosh,
it was
there's
not good. Like what they did, I would be pissed if I paid $25,000 for that. But if I gotta do that to hear paint shopping at some point, shit,
we gotta do what
fuck
we
it,
gotta do. We
fuck it.
gotta do what we gotta do.
But yeah, it would be paint shopping. It's very special to me. And then my second contender would be When the Bomb Goes. That's my baby girl.
My beloved.
I think I don't remember if I have video evidence or not of like no, it wasn't video. There's like text evidence of when he first dropped like the snippet of it on one of the TikTok lives or something. And we first heard anything from When the Bomb Goes.
Mm-hmm.
Or it was like the second snippet we got where it was more of the song.
It
And
was the longer one.
I was losing my shit. I was like, this is the everything, like ever. This is what I've wanted for like new music. Like I liked all the releases beforehand, but I was like, this one is the one. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I wanted to do this Here's my Bash plush. You want to do this to when the bomb goes? Grip it firmly. Don't worry about that. I do want to make a music video for when the bomb goes too.
Ooh.
I have ideas. I just need the time to execute them.
Real. Okay, well, we'll look forward to that, and I will be linking your pain shopping music video for
Thank
the
you
people. Of
out
course,
there.
yeah. I'm also very proud of it as your friend.
Thank
It's
you.
gas.
It
You
was a
ate that.
lot of work. I did all that shit myself. I finished. I was like, damn, how the hell did I do that? Under a deadline too, because it was like an assignment.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, oh, I can just finish this whenever. And no, I had to get that shit done.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, and that's the end of our interview section. I don't really have any more questions. Thank you for answering them. And we're
Yep.
about to go into the game. So far, you're probably wondering, Nyla, you said you guys were going to talk about Good Omens this whole time. When's that going to start? It starts right now. I don't think there's going to be a point in this podcast to the end of this where we kind of don't talk about Good Omens. Maybe until we get to like the grandkids song Rex. So strap in. Um, because we're both dressed up as Crowley and Zero Fail, and Good Omens has, been the main thing that we've thought about for the past few months. I have devised a game in which I should laugh. It's just the way you did it. Um, I've devised a game in which we're going to create mini EPs using grandson songs to describe events in either season 1 or season 2. So, to decide which season each of us gets, I'm going to break out my dice. For those of you guys who don't know, one of the reasons why the podcast went on hiatus is because I moved. Last podcast was made from somewhere else that I did not live, and now I live here, and this is my apartment. And I just got all my stuff back from LA where I had my storage, so now I have all my dice sets. This is one of my dice. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little sparkly, and it's got gold numbers that are a little bit like old timey. And I was like, this feels very Aziraphale coded.
Very
So
correct. I mean, I can't see it, but
there we go. There
it's
we
just
go.
my eyesight.
Oh yeah, because your
It's
glasses.
just my eyes don't work.
Yeah, it'd be like this. Get new ones.
I
Oh,
wish.
what if Crowley's eyes don't work because of the snake eyes? Sorry.
That's a possibility.
I'm so mentally
Yeah,
ill.
I'm even more coded then.
Yeah,
I'm more
that's so
coded
real.
because my eyes don't work.
Damn. Look at that. Look at how shit works. Um, but yeah. So here's how this is gonna go. You're on this side, and I'm on this side. So
Yeah.
you will be odd numbers 1 and 3. I will be even 2 and 4. I'm gonna roll it. Whichever number it gets, you get to choose what season. So if it lands on 2, I choose what season I want. You know.
Okay.
All right. And then we're gonna make this completely spoiler free, kind of. Um. Okay, so it landed on 2, so that means I get to choose what season I want, and I want season 2.
Okay.
I want season 2 because I have bonded with that season so much.
Yeah.
Love season 1. Season 1, my beloved. But some about season 2.
That's okay. Good. I've analyzed season 1 to death in the past 4 years
Yeah.
between season 1 and season 2, so I got this.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we just do it. You're season 1, so you start.
Oh God. Okay, hold on. Let me
try to
pull up.
try to get a vibe. I have to also kind of do that because I have an idea. There's one song I know for fucking sure. Um, there's one song I know for fucking sure, and I can't explain why yet because I don't want to spoil anything. But I will figure out a way to make it spoiler free. That song has to be on there.
Okay. Let me go through my general grandson playlist. Now this is a little hard because I associate season 1 with Queen songs more because Queen was
Mm-hmm.
so much of the soundtrack in season 1.
Yep.
Um, Fun fact, the main reason there aren't as many Queen songs in season 2 is only because they're not in Crowley's car a lot.
Oh yeah.
That's like the only reason, because some people were asking like, oh, is there like a deeper reason? He's just like, no, we just didn't have a chance to put them in because usually the Queen songs are when Crowley is driving, and there just weren't as many scenes with him in the car driving
True.
as in season one. So
But like,
fun fact
wasn't like
there.
the first Queen song we got "Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy" and everybody
It
lost their
was
shit?
in fact Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy, which we have been begging for them to put on the soundtrack since season one. Begging. And we finally got it. That shit was
Real.
crazy. Okay, going through here.
Now it's just
Hmm.
in my head. School Lover Boy. I'm not gonna sing it. I'm not Freddie Mercury.
Okay, first I'm gonna get some that are generally the vibes. Or do you
Okay.
want me to like assign songs to specific moments or just general season vibes?
However you feel the need to do it.
Okay.
However you feel. Free range. Free range.
Okay, I'll probably be a bit of a mix of both.
Real. That's kind of what I was gonna do.
General vibes, I kind of want to put Good Mood on there. Hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, because for those of you that have no idea what the fuck we're talking about,
Oh yeah, should
brief
we have explained
synopsis.
that?
No! Season one of Good Omens,
Okay.
very or vague overview. An angel and a demon trying to stop the apocalypse. That's like the one sentence summary that I can give you of just season one of Good Omens. So it gets very chaotic for a lot of different reasons. The Antichrist is on Earth and he's doing some whack shit with his powers. Like aliens get involved. There's just a lot going on. So and there's like a kind of bigger cast of characters that there's like a lot of plot lines going around. So based on just the chaotic energy alone, I have to put Good Mood on here.
Okay.
I just feel the vibes for that.
Okay.
It makes sense to me.
No, I get it. I'm picking up what you're putting down. That song is a little, yeah, I get it.
Okay, let me see if I can get anything from I Love You I'm Trying on here. Hmm. There were some angsty moments.
A few. Not
A
as much
few.
as season two.
No, yeah, definitely not as much or as like bad
As
as season
bad.
two, but like there was some, so I can. There's gotta be a Gresham song that I thought was curly coded. Where is it? That's gotta go through his whole ass discography. Ugh.
That's real.
The amount of
Uh,
times I have to go to this damn man's Spotify page, too many.
what's crazy is I just have it in here. The only thing I don't keep up here is like some of the features. Everything else, it's up here.
I
Just
have
straight
like
up.
technically I have the songs in my brain, but I need to see them to like
Mm.
categorize them because I'm a very visual person, so I gotta be like, yeah, it
Yeah, I
makes sense
get you.
in my head. Okay.
Okay, so far we got good mood.
We got Good Mood. um, Now this may be projecting because I am curly coded, but I want to put this pickleball on here.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense. That
Because I
makes
feel
sense.
like it makes sense with some of the angst moments in season one, specifically like the bandstand scene and that like
Oh yeah.
the quote unquote kind of not really spoilers, but like breakups, even though they're not together.
Yeah.
Only gay people can do this.
And that's what I'm saying.
Not even together, they've broken up like a billion times. Like it's a whole thing.
Man, I can't stand these motherfuckers. Anyways.
Chloe's very like, ah, I'm a demon. That's tough. In season one, he like takes that as kind of the main reason there's the rift between him and Aziraphale, which is partly true, but it's not like because he's a bad person. It's just it's more politics than anything. I just wrote like an analysis on certain scenes of Good Omens for my media criticism class in university that I'm getting graded for. So I
Hmm.
have a lot of it in my brain right now.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm putting that there
Okay.
because I want to.
Because you want to. But that's a
Because I
perfectly
want
acceptable
to.
reason.
Okay. Mm, I'm going EP by EP and seeing what fits.
Real.
Mm. Season one was just a lot going on.
So much. There's so many different like characters, plot lines you can like pull
There's a
from.
lot going
There's
on.
so much.
Like I always say, season one is a lot like plot driven, like things are happening type of story, while season 2 there is a plot and things are occurring, but it's a lot more character driven
Yeah.
than season 1. Let's see, can I get anything from where's the damn album? Hello? I can't find Death of an Optimist on here. Oh, there it is. I have to scroll all the way up. That's goofy. Because I was looking at it in the release order and it was just like the EPs
Yeah.
and the singles, and I'm like, where are the albums?
Yeah, they separate the albums.
I got to Drones and I was like, where's the album? Okay. Can I put anything from Death of an Optimist on here? Wondering, would Welcome to Paradise fit? Vaguely. The hard thing is, a lot of Grant's songs are kind of like more serious, but Good Omens is a comedy show.
It's very silly, goofy. Like it's very.
Good Omens is silly, goofy. Specifically in season 1, it's very silly, goofy.
Yes.
So I'm like, how do I apply this?
Can I suggest something?
Yes.
Dirty. Simply because of the do you have enough love in your heart to go and get your hands dirty? They're literally trying to stop the fucking apocalypse. Why? Because correct, they have their fucking long ass whatever the fuck kind of relationship they have.
The worst situationship known to man.
That's what I'm saying. 6,000 years. I'm just
6,000 years.
6,000 years. But on Earth. Like on Earth. That's not even that's not even
not counting their existence. Just them being on Earth. 6,000 years. Yes, we add dirty to that.
I feel like dirty would kind of mess around with that.
It does. It fits. I would like to propose.
Okay.
Half My Heart.
Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That.
Yeah.
That's the vibe. Especially.
It could go for either of them.
I think that's specifically Crowley coded personally.
Of course, I would
personally. That is Crowley coded as hell. Because
that is
I'm gonna say right now, spoiler, season 1 spoiler, bro literally wanted to run off. Like
that is true.
He literally wanted to dip.
Bro keeps saying like we need to leave.
We need to go. He wants to run away. Like bro's like, let's dip. Me and you, okay, chilling. And Aziraphale's always like, bro, just leave.
Oh, exactly. See, there's another reason, but I knew Half My Heart would fit here.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're at 4.
We got 4. If we count my dirty, then we got 4.
Yeah. Do we need a 5th one?
Do you want a 5th one? I can try to. I think okay. Wait, okay. Hear me out here. I know we're supposed to have our own seasons, but fuck it. Let's collaborate here. Hear me out.
Oh God.
It doesn't match completely, but I just think best friends would be so funny.
Wait. Wait, why are you kind of right?
It's like
I fuck with best friends being on this actually.
Like it makes sense on multiple levels for like different things. So I was like, but what specifically comes to my mind, slight spoiler, it's not that deep. When they're fucking drunk and they're both fucking shooting shit.
It's like one of the first scenes you see of them.
Great big bugger. Mental illness.
Dolphins. My point is, dolphins. Great big brains. I've seen season 1 too many times. I'm gonna just start reciting the whole damn scene. Mental illness.
All right,
best friends definitely tracks.
I think that works. Okay. I don't know.
That's the list.
A little side one, just war, because war exists.
That is true.
They're literally trying to start a war with Armageddon. Like, war.
Exactly.
Pretty simple.
That's
Um,
my list.
all right. Good list. Good list. All right, season 2. The first one that came to mind, and I will be like, spoiler, spoiler, first one that comes to mind. Oh no, because old man trouble back again. Fuck ass, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it. Old man
Wait.
trouble back again. Fucking up my
Oh, bitch, I'm
plans like,
back again.
oh no, oh no. I'm back to the black again, getting fucked up again. Oh no, oh no. Like,
You're so right. Oh my God. Wait.
oh no was the
I should
first
make
thing
an
that came
edit.
to my mind.
It'd be so funny.
Add that to your list of Good Omens edits.
That's like number 15. Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. That was automatic. I don't even know that all the time.
I can't even figure out what I was gonna say. Okay. All right.
Editing this is gonna be so fun for you.
All right. Number 2. And again, destroy me. Um,
Damn.
this is a big spoiler. Nothing really lasts forever really fucks me up with that one. Like,
Oh, wait.
yeah.
No
Ah,
shot.
oh man. I
Oh man,
just thought
trouble
of that.
back again.
Fucking up my plans. Fucking up my plans. Oh no, oh no. Also, just to go back to that, Bro really did fuck up plans. Really did
Quite
come through
literally.
fuck up plans. My
But
system.
Destroy Me definitely tracks.
Destroy me. Okay,
Damn.
that's
Yeah.
in there. Okay, I
That's
don't mean to all just get like the fucking. It's not all about episode 6, the end. It's not all about that.
but it's a
Um,
little bit all about that.
it kind of is. I'm hurt. Um, if I had to choose another one, oh, that's a little bit funny. Stigmata.
I don't know about that one, cheese.
The religious imagery. Hear me out. Actually, no.
You know,
What season? Wait, what
Jesus.
season? Yeah, I was gonna say, what season did the whole crucifixion happen? Was that season 2 or was that
That
season
was
1?
season 1 when we
That was
got the
season 1.
flashback to that. But Jesus
Yeah,
is gonna be like a character in season 3, so
yeah.
maybe for season 3.
I guess I'm just making it for season 3 now, because I already got 2 songs for season 3. I'm even. I'm even with the amount of songs. Um.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
I think Death of an Optimist would be a little funny. Like track. Just
Yeah,
the title.
yeah. That's a little bit funny. It's man,
Because the
fair
Optimist
game.
actually did die.
Yeah, it killed something in me.
It killed so many things with me.
I can't
Um,
do it. Okay, wait. Just for the vibes, I'm down to Death of an Optimist.
trying to think anything from I Love You, I'm Trying.
Um,
Maybe
okay.
I Love You, I'm Trying title track.
Ooh,
Because I feel like that's kind of what
yeah,
they're doing.
yeah.
They
That's kind of the
they are
vibe.
trying.
They're
But there's
failing,
just
but
so much.
try it.
They're failing, but they're trying, and they
They're
do love each
trying.
other. So I don't know. I was just thinking, I'm like, huh? Could you see more
Yeah,
of like their relationship in season 2 compared to
that's
season
true.
1? It's a lot
That's
more
true.
focus on that and showing it, and also all the flashbacks and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I just thought of a kind of sad one, but this is also low-key season 3. Because there's kind of gonna be a I'll be here when you're ready to wake up moment. And it's kind of
Yes.
a hint in like the end.
Yeah,
Or it's just like I understand a whole lot better than you do.
man,
Ah!
man.
I can't have shit this house. I forgot season two so fucking sad. I'll count it just because of that line specifically. I'll count it.
The way that like season two is like it's so sad, but all of it is concentrated in the last 15 minutes of the last
Yeah,
episode.
that's
Because
it.
the rest
Everything
of it is
else,
like
it's so
fun for
fun.
the most part, fun, goofy comedy. If you like
Yeah.
watch it in hindsight, there could be some moments,
Mhm.
but for the most part, it's like, oh yeah, this is fun.
No, it's so fun. It's so fun. And
And
then
then
and then
old
that's
man
it.
trouble back again.
Fucking up my plans. Oh no. Oh
Oh
no.
no.
Okay, going back into mm, ah also related to the end. I feel like this is slightly a zero fell coded for the last 15 minutes of episode 6 for Drop Dead. I
Yeah,
just feel like
yeah, I see it.
obviously he's not a fucking pothead or a sinner. He's literally an angel. But like
Yeah, I get it.
in general, that's Crowley coded. But if you think about it in the context of that man, fuck old man trouble back again. Again. Um that's how I'm gonna refer to that from now on. That's just the only. I think that could work. Um
See it.
I
I'm
think
looking
that
for
could
my
work.
grand collabs playlist to see if anything on there.
Ooh, the collabs.
Maybe rain? Kind of general
Oh,
vibes.
rain.
I do not mind the pain sometimes. The rain sometimes, because that's the only way the roses bloom.
Okay. Oh, that's kind of cute to Crowley's theory about human love.
Yes, actually.
So yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You can see the gears turning because we're trying to combine our two mental illnesses into one.
Yeah. I didn't think it would work out, but it kind of is.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Especially I thought we'd get a lot more I Love You, I'm Trying songs, but we're kind of getting a good healthy mix.
Yeah.
Because as a whole, I feel like I Love You, I'm Trying is a lot more Good Omens coded than
Yeah.
anything. Just from like even all of it. Um oh, I feel like just for an Aziraphale song, I think Left Behind could be interesting. An interesting concept to follow.
Oh, definitely yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely tracks.
Also, season one, In Over My Head, they were literally trying to stop the apocalypse.
True. True, actually. I was trying to think how I could fit when the bomb goes into any of this, but I don't know if I can. Maybe in
Um,
season three.
wait, hear me out. Hear me out, okay? Season one, apocalypse, an army of lost souls stuck at the
Wait,
crossroads.
they did launch the nuclear codes for the bombs to go. The bombs didn't go, but they were gonna go.
They did launch the nuclear code, is crazy.
Watch Good Omens, everyone.
I guess that's it for our game. Do you just want to go into your deep dive topic? I wonder what that's gonna be. So Leah, what's a deep dive topic?
So I have decided to do my topic on Good Omens.
Wow, that's great. We would have never
You
guessed.
would have never guessed.
Wow, dude.
You
All
may be
right.
saying this, but it is better than the Bens. So
I would have loved to talk about the bins.
we're not talking about the Bens. The thought briefly crossed my mind, but no. We shall talk about Good Omens. I have prepared nothing for this. I'm just
Real.
gonna go for it.
Real. Okay. I'll
See,
chip in
so
when
I got
oh,
introduced to Good Omens in 2019 when the show came out. At first, I was like, I don't watch this real people shit. I was anime only. I did not like live action at all. I only watched some of the Marvel series. Daredevil slaps. That's still one of my favorites. But besides that, I'm like, I don't watch this real people shit. I watch anime. Like I was anime only. Um, so Good Omens comes out, it gets really popular fairly quickly, and I'm like, okay. I see the fan art, and I'm like, they have wings. I love characters with wings.
sorry, with the context that I know, that makes so much sense.
Okay, what context do you know?
Hawks!
That's not
I
even
love
the beginning of it.
I love characters with wings. My first thought was Hawks, and I just died.
He's
I
not
just
even the beginning of it though.
there's
The
more.
Yeah, the beginning of my obsession with characters with wings was when I read the Maximum Ride series by James
Oh yeah.
Patterson.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was like the beginning back in the day. So ever since then, I've been obsessed with characters with wings. So I saw fan art and I'm like, okay. And then I see a little bit, I'm like, oh, it's like an angel and demon. I'm like, oh, I love me a good biblical story. I was like, there's demons involved. They have wings. I'm kind of here for it. And I was like, okay, let me give this a chance. So one fateful night, I was in Ecuador on a summer vacation. The year after I graduated high school. I was like, all right, chilling. I started college. Let me be normal. And that didn't work out. I'm chilling at my dad's house in Ecuador, summer vacation. I got fuck all to do. I'm scrolling. I think I on Tumblr back in the day. I don't know. I'm scrolling something and I'm like, let me give this a shot. So I pull up on my trusty piracy website because I was not paying for Amazon Prime. And I hit play on episode one at like 8 or 9 at night or something. It was like late. I was like, let me watch one episode and see if I like it. I enter a haze. And the next thing I know is the birds are chirping outside the window. And I hear my dad getting ready for work downstairs. And my sister's about to wake up to go to school. It was 6 in the morning. I watched the entire season in one night, no stops. So that was the beginning of the end. Since then, I got obsessed, and now I've watched like all of the interviews for season one. We didn't get many for season two because of the strike, because studios were being ugly and not giving people like money to do things that they're good
Real.
at. Um, so I have all the interviews and stuff. So if you don't know, Good Omens is about an angel and a demon, Aziraphale and Crowley, respectively, um, that have lived on Earth for 6,000 years, and suddenly the apocalypse is going to occur. The Antichrist is like alive and well, and he's about to do some shit. And they're like, we like it here, so let's have it not collapse. However, they're a little stupid. So, however, they try their best all the time, but they're trying very hard. But they're a little stupid, but things work out in the end for the most part. In season one. Gotta put that there.
Season
In
one.
season one. Um yeah, I don't season two, that'd have to be a whole other thing.
Yeah, it's like
The
it's
show came out in
yeah.
2019. However, the book that season one is based off came out in 1990 something. So the book that it's based off of, let me be a beauty YouTuber. So this is the book. As you can see, I'm not done reading it, even though it's been like almost 4 or 5 years at this point.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I've listened to the audiobook, so I've finished the book before Leo did.
damn, that's crazy. Where's the page that has all of the information? Okay. 1990.
It was 90?
Yeah, at least the
Dang, I thought it was
copyright
91.
was.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so this was written
Oh,
by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. Um, And actually, how it started was that. Why is there a sticker on here? Okay. What's the sticker stuck
ADHD,
to my bookmark?
ADHD, ADHD,
The
man.
ADHD is crazy. Um, so back in the 1990s, I think it was Terry Pratchett saw like the draft kind of idea that Neil had for the book, and he was like, "Damn, that slaps. Can I either have it or can we work on it together?" And Neil was like, "Let's collaborate." So that's why they collabed on making the book because Terry Pratchett was like, "Damn, that's a good idea. I want in on this." And I don't remember if that's how they became friends or they'd already been friends. But they were like, especially after this book, they were tight. Like they were tight. Unfortunately, Terry Pratchett passed away in 2006. I don't remember exactly the year, but it's been a few years now. So unfortunately, I wasn't here to see the series. However, before the series, they had tried to make Good Omens into a movie. And that's we have some snippets of what we call the cursed movie script because it was awful. It was so bad. It was like really bad because Neil has actually recently talked about it because it's kind of just been unearthed since the stuff is fresh and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so a studio had like tried to they didn't buy the rights thankfully completely because then we wouldn't have the series.
Mm-hmm.
But like they paid him to make a script for a movie. And first he did a normal like script that would follow the events of the book, but they kept asking for so many changes that it basically became a whole other thing that wasn't even Good Omens. They had
Mm-hmm.
Crowley like actually hating Aziraphale and like treating him like shit. And
I
in
would
the
fight.
movie script, yeah, it's like really bad. There's like two pictures of it ever out there because Neil didn't really want it to get out there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like a couple snippets of it, and it's like that is not my Crowley. That's not my Aziraphale either. Like it's not. It's so bad, and like the whole thing was completely different. Like they wanted Johnny Depp to play Crowley.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, that's
Oh
opposite.
hell no.
Yeah,
Let's
like the
calm
alternative
down.
casting was like no,
Let's
no.
calm down. Let's calm down. Let's calm
Yeah,
down.
so thankfully that movie never ended up making it because they just kept asking for so many changes. Eventually, just kind of like no. Um, and thankfully we now have this series, which is one I'll always say. Uh, if you're adapting a book to a screen, it should be the TV screen. It
Mm-hmm.
kind of there's always exceptions to every rule, but like books usually have a lot like going on. Like even though this is just one book, um, it's a fairly thick book, but I mean it's like small. Still, all of the events fit much better in a longer like TV series format, or even like
Yeah.
it's a mini series because there's only 6 episodes. It's not like a billion episodes or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still better spread out in like an episode format than trying to shove all of it into one movie. Yeah. So I got tired of not being able to see. I need my glasses back. Um, So yeah, season 1 comes out and it's like everything. Michael Sheen plays Aziraphale, David Tennant plays Crowley. And at first Michael Sheen was supposed to play Crowley. Because
Mm-hmm.
Michael's been a fan of the book like before the TV series was even in talks of being made. He's been a longtime fan of the book. But he's known Neil for a minute too. So
Oh man, I can actually interject here. I have two
yeah.
things. First thing is, there's an interview, I can't remember where it is, but where Michael's like, yeah, I read the books as a teenager. And then you
Yeah.
look at it, he's like 20 something. It's like,
Oh
girl,
yeah. I've seen
where's
that
the
interview
math?
with
I was like when did the books come out?
him. Yeah.
And then second, do you know the story of the first time Michael and Neil like hung out or like met?
The first time they met, I
Yes,
don't think
because
so.
I do, and it is amazing.
Okay.
So I will briefly describe this because I what was I doing? How did I find this out? I was listening to a podcast, I think. I think I've heard this on a podcast. Yeah, I think Michael told this story on David's podcast that he has.
Okay.
So um before before Good Omens, like way before Good Omens, it's around like Coraline time, I
Yeah.
think. Um Michael does like an interview somewhere and he's like, yeah, huge fan of Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman sends him a fucking package of something. I don't remember. And it's just like, big fan of yours too. They got like this mutual acknowledgement. And there's
Yeah.
one day where Neil's in the US for like I think a something related to Coraline, like the Oscars or like a movie thing. It was something. It was a movie thing for
Yeah.
Coraline. He was like, we should meet up and go to a restaurant. Like we should just have dinner, Michael's like, sure, that sounds great. So they go out for dinner and it's at this seafood restaurant. And they have like this like 5-course meal. It's like so and mind you, I've listened to this like a week and a half ago. I was at work, so I may be fucking this up a little bit. But like they go to this restaurant, it's nice, it's like by the beach, and it's got like all this like exotic food. Right? Like
Yeah.
he's trying seafood he's never fucking tried before. Like it's like I think he said he tried shark or something. I don't know. It was crazy. He was trying all sorts of stuff. Meal was great. Talking was great. And while they're at dinner, the FBI raids the fucking restaurant, kicks everybody out, and arrests everyone who's working there. Arrest everybody who's working there and shut the restaurant down immediately.
Um,
And
what do you even do in that
they're
situation?
just they're just like, okay, that's that's wild. And at the time, I was like, well, there's no way they like poisoned us or anything. So I wonder what's going on. Apparently, they were illegally poaching endangered species of fish
Oh,
and serving it at their restaurant, which is a federal crime. And Michael and Neil were some of the last people to eat there.
that's a little insane.
Yep. And I forgot how that like ends, but he talks about how like they were like on the drive home and it was like a really nice time despite all of that. I was like, what the fuck?
You
And
know what? That sounds like some shit they would be involved in.
mind you, Neil's the one that picked the restaurant. He's like, I know this great place. And
No.
of course it would be Neil. Like, of course. Like, that makes the most fucking sense ever. But yeah, so that's a little, a little fun fact.
That's a very fun fact. Thank you. I didn't know that.
Oh man.
So, kind of related to that, I was going to talk about how, yeah, like Michael has been like friends with Neil and knows him for a minute. So, talks a Good Omens start. And I think Neil was like, so do you want to be in this? And Michael was like, yeah. So,
Yeah.
um, so when they were first, like Michael was working with Neil a bit to like also help him plan like how this is gonna go. And they were both kind of assuming that Michael would be Crowley at first. Because but this is what I found out after I watched Good Omens, because remember I didn't watch live action shit. So like I kind of knew who Michael Sheen was, but like I've never really seen him and stuff. So at first I saw him as a Zero and I'm like, oh, let me look at his other stuff. And then
Mm-mm.
his other stuff is not like Aziraphale. Like
Mm-mm.
Aziraphale is the exception of the normal types of roles that he plays. Like
Mm-hmm.
he usually plays the kind of not like evil-ish. Well, in Prodigal Son, yeah, but
I'm not
we're not
gonna
gonna
speak. I'm not gonna speak. I'm not gonna speak. I'm not gonna speak. I'm gonna shut
but
up.
like darker
Shut up.
characters. Whereas in Good Omens, he's playing a literal angel. So like his usual typecast, I guess, is like, darker, brooding characters and stuff. So that's why it was assumed that he would play Crowley. But then as like the scripts are getting written and stuff, they're both thinking like, Michael would kind of fit better as Aziraphale. But they didn't know they were each thinking that.
Mhm.
So they were like, oh, I don't want to tell him because like we was kind of like already established. So they had set up like a meeting to like go over stuff or something. And they were both sitting across from each other trying to figure out how to break it to the other person that they wanted Michael to play as Aziraphale. And I don't remember exactly how it went, but I think they like tried saying like at the same time they're like, oh, we were thinking the exact same thing. That's crazy. So once I got that figured out, they were trying to see who would play Crowley. And I can't remember right now how they ended up at David Tennant, but they did. And actually, Good Omens is the first time that Michael and David met. And it was like within 45 minutes, they were like tight.
Yep.
Like their chemistry was like immediate, 45 minutes in, and they were like besties. Like the chemistry was already there. And I'm like, that's so cool. It's like they were literally meant to play these characters. And
That
now
makes me
they're
so
like
happy.
such good friends. Like outside of Good Omens, they're like genuinely really good friends with each other. And I'm like,
Yeah.
my beloveds. They're so everything to me. Anyways, there is a scene in season one where fire is involved, and instead of getting like a stunt double or doing CGI or anything, they just make David Tennant himself go into a literal burning building for the scene, and they just made it work. They just threw David Tennant, a very like kind of important actor, into a burning building for the bit.
Like, mind you, David Tennant is the 10th Doctor. Like,
Yeah,
he's
like
like
it's
one of the most,
David Tennant.
like, it's
Like
David
I knew
Tennant.
who he was before Good Omens, and I never watched Doctor Who or anything. But like it's David Tennant.
It's
How
David
am I gonna
Tennant.
not know who that is?
Yeah.
So yeah, and they also put him in a burning car
Yeah, that too. That
that
too,
was
yeah.
actually on fire.
Same season.
Same season, yeah,
Yeah. Neil likes to put David in situations that involves fire. So.
yeah. Then set him on fire.
Oh yeah. That's gonna
He
be
said
next
as such.
that's next season.
Yeah. So those are fun facts from season one. Let's see what else gonna think of from season one. There's so much going on in there.
Man.
Um, there's some subtle Doctor Who references in season one, as there has to be. You can't have David Tennant on a set and just not put Doctor Who references in there.
Yeah.
They're more overt in season two, to the point where I could pick them up. And again, I've never watched Doctor Who and I don't plan to. I can't do that to myself. So we can get into season two. Season two made me
Mm.
want death.
Crave it even.
Craving it. You gotta
Crave it.
understand. They dropped, it is the year 2023. It's been 4 years since season one aired.
Mhm.
And it's been like a hot minute since we got the confirmation that we got the green light for a season two to exist. Because
Mhm.
one was based off of this book, but that was it. All of season one is this book. There's nothing
Yeah.
else left in the book. So whatever season two had to offer, nobody knew anything about what the hell was gonna happen in it. Like we didn't know jack shit. Whereas
Mhm.
at least with this, it was like a completed book. If you wanted to read it before season one came out, you had a lot of years to do so since it came out in 1990. But here we were like completely uncharted territory, and we were right to worry. So I've been into this shit for 4 years. The promo starts coming out, the little synopsis, and I'm like, oh, this looks fun. We're getting everybody back. We're getting some old actors. And what they did is they got actors from season one, and they're in season two now as different characters.
Mhm.
And it's like some of them are explained in universe and some of them just aren't, and you're just gonna have to go with it. Like, don't worry about it. They look the same, but it's a different character because it's like the same actors, but it's different. Don't worry about it. That's just
Don't
how
worry
this
about it.
world works. And I thought that was a really fun thing they did. um and then of course some of them just come back as their own old characters.
Mhm.
um in the plot of season two is I'm trying to remember the synopsis. If you haven't like watched season 1.
You want
An
me to pull
angel.
it up?
No, I got it.
Okay.
It's in my
Oh,
brain.
of
An
course.
angel
Excuse me.
that is not Aziraphale shows up to Aziraphale's bookshop with amnesia, and then they got to figure out what the hell's going on with that. And then something is occurring in the up, aka heaven.
The up.
One like the biggest promo line they kept using is "something's up in the up."
Oh, that's kind of gas.
Yeah, that was like one of the main promo lines they used because I followed all of the accounts and all the promo images. Like the second a new poster was posted, I was like gazing upon it. Bro, the trailer for season 2 dropped while I was on tour on the Granvan. And dropped like the morning we had a show. I had to be like, everybody pause. Like, y'all go get ready. I need to sit on this shitty ass hotel bed, plug in my earphones, and watch this trailer now. And I was like losing my mind. And Beth was like, are you like okay? And I was like, no. I was like, no. I hadn't seen my baby girls in 4 years. And we barely had promo like coming from the actors. Like there wasn't any lead up interviews or stuff because of the strikes. So we barely had content that wasn't coming from the Amazon Prime account, which was mostly only like promotional posters of each of the characters. So that's what we were more like thirsty, I suppose, for content.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that. But okay.
But we were like desperate, I guess. We were so desperate for new content that any small thing like made us lose our shit.
Crazy.
Season 2 drops, and then most of it is like, oh yeah, it's just like it's fun. We got the new characters coming in. We got the old characters. We're like exploring more backstories. We're getting so much information. It's like, wow, this is everything I could ever wanted. And then the last 15 minutes of episode 6 happened, and I am crying. I don't cry at shows. That's not a thing I do. I have only done it very few times that I can count on like one hand. Um, I was not doing well because they all dropped, all 6 episodes, which are about a little less than an hour long, dropped all at once on like a Thursday night, I think. It was like a Thursday going into Friday because of UK time. I watched all of it, and there is textual and photographic evidence of I was crying after it ended. I was like unwell. I reinstalled Twitter so I could rant about it and get on Good Omens Twitter and be like, guys, what the fuck just happened? Because I left Twitter. I was mad at Jordan for some reason. I forgot what at this point, but I was mad as hell. So I uninstalled Twitter because I was like, I can't do this no more.
Oh yeah, that was when you. That's when he lost name privileges.
He lost name privilege. So I uninstalled Twitter because I was like, I'm just mad. I'm gonna keep ranting about this. So like, I don't want to do that. But then I watched Good Omens. I was like, I need Good Omens Twitter immediately because I'm like, what the fuck just happened, y'all? Like, but you should watch Good Omens because it's so good. Like,
I'm gonna step in real quick.
yeah,
I found Good Omens this year because of this one. This one's in our fucking Billiam server, fucking losing their goddamn mind. You would think that everyone they've ever known died. It was bad.
That's what it felt like.
It was. I was like, what the fuck is going on over there? And at first it was like cutesy and happy. Like I would check in every now and again just to make sure, okay, how's baby doing? You know,
this is like a 6-hour time span.
Yeah. So like, okay, I'm like, oh, okay. And they're like, oh, no shot. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know, everything's going well. And then all of a sudden it's not. And I'm like, what could possibly have happened? I wish I never got curious and I wish I never found out. So naturally, misery loves company. So this one is like, I need to know if I'm overreacting. And I'm like, I need to know what the fuck you're going on about. So I'll watch it. Mind you, we had one of our long ass conversations in the Discord like months prior where they were talking to me about Good Omens. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty nice. I'll check it out one day. And then I see them fucking going absolute. I can't describe to you how bad it was. It was
so bad.
it was not looking good for the Batman. Like,
It
and
was
this
not going well for the Batman.
and this man, the initial shock lasted at least like 2 to 3 days
I was not good.
of just not wellness. And I'm like, what could possibly have? There's like these long blocks of spoiler text of like just fucking going insane. I'm like, what could have possibly happened? So they were like, watch Good Omens. I'm like, cool. First season, you're like, we're gonna Netflix party this. I think was it first season?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
streamed the first season.
we streamed the first season, and the whole time they were like, look, if you don't like this, like, just let me know. We can cut it off. I was fucking around. I was half asleep a couple of the times. I fell asleep at one point. We were fucking around.
Yeah.
So everything's going. All right. We watched like the first like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Roughly, well, the like second half of episode 2 and episode 3 watched me. But we watched it and I was like, all right, cool. I shall continue this journey on my own. So I'm watching it. I had to go back a couple times because again I fell asleep first. Not because I was bored, but because I was tired because I work a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm I'm watching it, okay? And there were parts I'm like live reacting in the Billiam server. And there were parts where my feelings got hurt in season 1.
Oh yeah. And I was like, oh.
Got hurt season 1. And Leo's just like, oh, you don't know. Like it's just like
you don't know.
it's like it
Go
gets
tell
worse.
him.
It was just like like it gets worse. And I was like, cause like I can think of some and I don't want to say them just in case, this is honestly just one big ad for Good Omens. But anyways, in case you want to watch it, I'm not gonna spoil those specific parts of season 1 that had me fucked up in the crib watching Family Dude. But I was fucked up. Like it was not fun, right? But I was like, I can get past this. They can move past this. We're good. We're chilling, right? I get through season 1. I'm like, that was quirky and cute. That was fun. We get to season 2, and I'm like, all right, I'm rocking with this. I'm rocking with this.
It was
You know,
so fun.
I'm already emotionally attached at this point, especially to a zero film. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm emotionally attached. So I'm like, fuck it. Season 2, we ball. I'm going in cutesy. Starts off like, oh, oh, look at that. I didn't think. Wow, look at how cute. Oh, my baby girls. Like that's how the vibe was. It did not
Yeah.
stay like that. It did
It did
not
not.
stay like that. It
Mhm.
did not. So we go through like, and I need to pin this here. Mind you, when I first started season 1, because we did the like Amazon watch party thing,
Yeah.
they have the promo pictures for season 2. So I'm seeing the angel in question from the synopsis that Leo gave, booty butt ass naked. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on there? And Leo's like, don't worry about it. You don't need to know about that yet. And I'm like, what is going on?
I was so used to like the bonkers insane shit that already kind of happened in season 1 that when that came out, I was like, yeah, that tracks. Like I was just so desensitized. And then you were like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, yeah, that would be a little alarming to normal
Yeah.
people.
You're like, don't worry about it. It's not, you don't need to know about that yet. Then I find out. So we're gonna unpin. We're going through it. We're trying to solve the amnesia. Okay. We're figuring it out. We're getting flashbacks to like different time periods, including some time periods that we go to in like season 1. It's like, oh, that's crazy. That's the same time. Like, it's
My
cute.
beloved,
It's
1941.
1941. Oh my god.
1941. World War
1941
One.
means everything to me. 2. World War II.
Oh, Nazis, yeah.
Yeah, Nazis.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's not for you yet. It's not for you yet. So yeah, I'm going through it. I'm like, this is so cute. Okay, we get to episode 6. We're at like it's like the second half of the climax, right? Like, oh yeah, everything's getting resolved, something unexpected gets revealed. I'm like, oh my God. I got so immediately attached to that. I was
So
obsessed.
happy.
I was so, I cannot
I
explain
felt
to you.
so bad. I was like, oh, that's not gonna last.
I cannot explain to you the absolute joy I felt. Like, I, again, no spoilers on that, but I was the happiest clam. I like, I was so happy. I was like, oh, this is so cute. Like, I love this so much. I never even, two and two never made four. Like, it made eight. Like, I was just so happy. Like, and then we get to the last 15 minutes,
Mhm.
and there is a video of me watching this where I am only saying what the fuck and crying. Those are the only things happening. It's literally, what the fuck? What the fuck? Just tears everywhere, voice cracking. I'm yelling. I'm yelling in my apartment. What the fuck? I had to have said what the fuck like 50 times. Like, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I was distraught. I was absolutely distraught. It ruined me as a person. I am still ruined as a person. It has not ended. Um,
So I got the answer to my question, which I wasn't overreacting.
no.
That's the normal reaction. Because then I
No.
got like four other people into Good Omens, and they were all like, I really wish you had never shown this to me once they
Yeah.
finished. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so that's my control group of my thesis. So I wasn't overreacting. I
Yeah.
was sobbing.
Yeah.
Like things like the scene was progressing and I was like, okay, I thought we got the worst of it out of the way when I was first
Uh-uh.
watching. I was already like, bell over my desk. I'm like, oh no, like already like tears going down, and then it gets worse.
It
And
only
I'm
gets
like,
worse. It
things
only
keep happening. And
you
I'm like, this is why I was always also saying like, what the fuck? I said, why would you say that? I think like at least 10 times in the span of that scene. I could be like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Just like crying more. And I was so empty. And then the very end, like the end credits, that was
oh,
foul.
fuck me up. Fuck me up.
Foul.
Fuck me up. That song, Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky, who put
We
that
weren't
there?
even safe in the credit sequence.
Who put that there? Who put that there? I think I cried for a good like 5 minutes by myself before I immediately hopped in VC and we just discussed.
Yeah, I was waiting. I was like, oh, not like going through it.
I, I was
So you just went silent in the chat. You just went silent, and I was like, oh no, oh man, trouble back again.
and you have to recognize this is after I'm showing the most joy a person could ever feel. Like,
I was anticipating it.
all my messages were so happy. Just like the most like I was up here. You can't even see how high I was. Like, I was so happy. And it all got ripped away from me in the worst possible way. In the worst possible way.
In conclusion, watch Good Omens. I was first explaining season one, like, okay, yeah, this is cool. And then we get to season two, and we're like, wow, this emotionally destroyed me and killed my family. I think everyone should
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah, watch Good Omens. It's really good. And
Yeah,
uh it also introduces you to absolutely amazing actors if you don't already know Michael Sheen and David Tennant. Like, I
yeah.
knew of David Tennant, but I didn't know who the fuck Michael Sheen was. Not even a clue. Never seen that man in my life. It's not the same. It's not the same anymore. I've
Yeah.
literally gone through like their filmographies and I've watched like movies and shows that they've both been in ever since then. Like, they're genuinely such good actors. Even in Good Omens, there's certain moments where you're like, that is the best acting I have ever seen. No exaggeration. They are geniuses. They need to be protected at all costs.
Yeah.
They they're built so completely different.
Yeah.
And I also need to mention, when I watch the show, I don't see either of them. Their actors do not matter. That is literally the
Yeah.
role of
So
their
that
show.
they're the characters. They just become the characters. And I would like to bring up Good Omens has gay people in it.
Well, I mean,
Multiple.
there's a lot.
There's
Oh
so
man,
many gay and trans people. So
makes
like
me so happy.
it's so good to see that we have such a kind of like mainstream-ish show at this point that has so many like diverse characters in uh sexuality and gender.
Hmm.
Sorry, I'm messing with the glasses.
And even like abilities, because there's also like there's like a
Oh yeah, there's a good amount like disabled actors.
yeah, it's man,
It's so good. So
I love
like,
it so much.
you know, in the world of Good Omens, demons and angels are just inherently non-binary and like trans because like they're not human. So like they it's not that, you know, trans people aren't human. It's that they literally aren't human, so they transcend the concept of gender. Like what
Yeah,
why are you gonna assign a gender to a demon? Like that's a demon, bro.
yeah, bro is immortal. They're gonna be
Yeah,
here
like it's
forever. Like there's no
yeah.
point.
And the way they show that is like very interesting and it's like really good the different like it's a spectrum as you know gender kind of is and they show that so well in the show as a non-binary person like
Yeah,
Crowley my beloved he even outright states in season 2 when someone calls him a lad he's like I'm not either actually but thank
yeah,
you like it's very explicitly stated and it was even asked to Neil himself like if that was the intent he was like yeah
yeah.
so like we kind of already knew because look at Crowley that man
Man, that's what I'm saying. Look at the walk,
that
bestie.
man is not straight or cisgender. There's
That's what
absolutely
I'm
no shot.
saying.
There's like a couple of different time periods where he like presents more feminine and stuff, and then just in general, I mean, like look at that man. Like then
No, literally.
Beelzebub exclusively uses they them pronouns.
Bees.
We love the representation, and both of their actors, man.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
Beelzebub,
saying.
yeah.
I almost said a crazy spoiler. I'm not gonna say that. You know what I want to say, but I'm not. I'm not saying it. I was at the craziest one. Holy shit! I'm not gonna do that. But
Yeah, there's like more like there's lesbians in season 2 and they're like kind of the focus.
there's lesbians in season
There's
two.
lesbians.
Also, my favorite they them character is in season two. They mean the world to me. I would and will die and kill for them.
Yeah.
Heartbeat. That's my baby. Oh my god, that's my baby. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
great.
it's like it's really cool and it's like the story like isn't about any of them being trans or like um gay,
Yeah,
queer.
it's just
That's what
like
I was trying to say.
in passing. Like it's quite
Like they're
literally.
just chilling. Like it's not like nobody like calls it out. Like it's not even a thing. Like it's not even like oh they're like you like girls like oh my god. Like
Yeah.
no, it's in the world of Good Omens. How one of the analysis papers I had to read from my class called a
Hmm.
different type of story that did something similar, a closed world of queerness, which I think is a really kind of good descriptor for this because in the
Yeah.
world of romance it's like normalized like it's not a
It's
big deal.
it quite literally does not matter. There's a scene that I won't explain, but it's like it's Aziraphale and Crowley have like a bit of a falling out, and this random man is just like just interjects, and, and it's pretty much like you don't need him. It's, it's so great.
Yeah, like
That's
people aren't assumed as being
yeah,
straight like Crowley Crowley gets called out and it's not ever assumed to be straight. They're like you had a boyfriend and he's like um not the thought of him being straight does not cross anyone's mind ever and it's never a big deal how like in a lot
yeah,
of kind of other stories that we have in like TV film and even books too the like queerness and or transness of any of the characters is kind of like the angst point of the story it's like a thing
yeah.
they gotta grapple with and it's not to say those stories aren't important because they are and those are
Hmm.
things that we struggle with but
Hmm.
I think we deserve other stories that are not that have us in it, but aren't about us suffering because of it. Yeah, so not just Good Omens, but also shows like Our Flag Means Death, which is also similar. It's like there's a lot of queer people, both like the actors themselves and the characters. It's like really nice to see how it's being normalized. I had another I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. Oh yeah, how it's not just like story set in the like quote unquote real world. Like Good Omens is like fantasy-ish.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's
it's
fantasy coded.
yeah. So it's not like totally just real life, how a lot of other like trans stories get told through the real life lens. It's like we can be
Yeah.
in fantasy stuff too, and like wacky British comedy stuff too, and we're literally
Yeah.
just chilling. So in conclusion, you should watch Good Omens. Streaming
Yeah.
on Amazon Prime or sail the seven
I
seas of
agree.
Ice. I don't care.
Yeah, that's there's different ways to go about it. Um, but
Read the
yeah,
book. I don't
we
know.
the book, the audio book has David Tennant and Michael Sheen doing the voices of Curly and Aziraphale, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
That's how I consumed the book. The book gets a little out of pocket sometimes. I'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
it's
I know exactly what you're talking about.
but yeah, it gets a little out of
Paying
pocket
attention on the plane, and I was like, oh, okay.
I was like, y'all can say that.
Back in the day, I guess.
Man. But yeah, book's good, audio book, however you want to consume Good Omens, consume Good Omens. This is one big advertisement. We're gonna send this over to Neil Gaiman. He'll get it out to the people so we can get that
So that's
green
my
light.
special topic, my autism overload for the day.
I'm glad I
Everybody
got to
gets to listen
partake.
to it.
I got to partake. This is I'm not joking when I say this is kind of the only thing I've been able to think about. Like I'm not joking.
You're welcome.
Look at my Twitter. I promise you, at any point that you're looking at my Twitter, at least two of the last 5 posts will be about Good Omens in some way, shape, or form. I'm
Mine
not.
as well.
It's not healthy. It's not looking good, and I'm just in it. I'm just
This is
in it.
what happens. It happened to me when I first got into it.
I'm dressed as a Aziraphale. I would stand up, but there's a lot going on in my apartment right now. I would stand up. I'll post pictures of the fit, but I'm literally dressed up as a Aziraphale. Like, not to mention, I have deeply projected onto this character over the past couple months.
Yeah.
Would you agree that fast?
I'm sorry. I was like, damn, Nyla is a serial for real.
It's crazy. The similarities are absolutely bonkers. That's literally me. I am him and he is me. But that's also my baby. That's my Ooby Wooby, as I mentioned earlier. I can kind of explain that. No, I can't. I just said it one day and it stuck. Like that's my Ooby Wooby. And that's it. Like that's all you have to know. No one else has ever had the title Ooby Wooby. No one else ever will. It's
I tried to propose that Jordan could be an Ooby Wooby, and you almost burned me at the stake.
I think I called him a Gombi or Gombi. Yeah, I think I called him a Gombi.
Yeah.
What that means, don't worry about it. But
yeah, me with Crowley's a little different. I still am not completely sure if I want him or I want to be him. It's a fine line I walk.
I know my answer.
Well, you're a Aziraphale, of course.
It makes sense. The math always maths.
The math
The
is.
math be massive. The math.
I mean, I guess I'm leaning towards more being him because I quite literally bleached and dyed my hair. This is permanent dye. My hair is just red for the foreseeable future. For this specifically, I tell people, oh yeah, it's like for Halloween, you know, going red. No, it's because I specifically wanted to dress as Crowley and I didn't want to get a fuck ass wig. But there
I
was
have
too much
a fuck ass wig.
You do have a fuck ass wig. I needed the blue to go away. I didn't want to cosplay Crowley while having blue hair. I'm like, it's not accurate enough. So I bought red hair dye.
That's it. That's all you're gonna see. It's not. It didn't work. All right, we are now in the home stretch. I'm pretty sure we talked about Good Omens for an hour and a half.
Yeah,
It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute,
it has been a hot minute.
but we're in the home stretch now. So as you may know, if you have frequented the podcast, I'm getting my notes so I can make sure I know what I'm talking about. We're pretty much at the end. And at the end, I like to either do any submissions that we may have if you guys want advice or have any questions, anything like that. We didn't have any of that because I didn't tell anybody. This is a secret. Um, but I do have music recommendations for the grandkids. So what I do is my guest says what they've been listening to, gives a song. I give what I've been listening to, give a song, and then I give some recommendations from y'all that I have gotten. I just asked on Twitter the other day, so I'm just gonna use 3 of those.
Okay,
But do you want to start, or do you want me to start with what I've been listening to? What are you feeling?
I can start.
Okay,
Let me go look at my playlist to make sure I got the right people here.
real.
So much going on my playlists. Okay, who I have been really into now, and I just saw them last week. Jiraiya, my beloved. Um, so actually I don't know that much about him, like as a person. Just
Real.
mostly know like his music. Um, but you might know his song Debt Collector. Um, I think that's like one of his most popular. That's the one I found him through. Debt
Hmm.
Collector was actually in my top 5 Spotify Wrapped in 2021, the
Oh,
first year
damn.
I had Spotify. Yeah, because I mean that's a whole. I'm not gonna get into that. The reason why it was a separate thing of a fandom I was into at that time, but the song just slapped. Kind of
Real.
similar to how I got into Grand, but um so yeah, he's opening for he opened for Pink Shift on their tour. And I've already known Pink Shift. Shout out to them too. And I was like, oh, I know this one song by him. I'm listening to the rest of his stuff. Bro, his stuff slaps. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like I want to say somewhat theatrical. Definitely in the alternative landscape. Yeah.
Whimsical. That
Kind
shit
of,
is
yes.
no, it's filled with whimsy. I get
Yeah.
TikTok ads for their music all the fucking time. And I heard that and I was like, damn, that is full of it's theatric and whimsical. It's like
Yeah. Theatrical,
especially
whimsical.
yeah, it's got that man. But I'm gonna let you keep going.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically yeah, it's just so good. Like you gotta listen to his stuff so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But there's obviously like there's like rock elements and stuff too. Um, you know, guitar, drums, all the good stuff. So if you listen to Grant's music, I think you should definitely give Jiraiya a shot. They just released a song with Pink Shift called Eat Your Friends, which I haven't had a chance to listen to yet because I've been really busy. But from what I've seen, like the promo for it, it's about having to compete within your own community in the music industry. So they're like talking about the music industry. I'm like, that's really cool. Especially since the song is with Pink Shift and they did perform it when I saw them last week. Um, they're both people of color, so it's like they already have to fight to be seen in the like alternative rock-ish scene, and then having to compete with each other to like kind of climb the ladder within the music industry as they like describe it. It's like
Mhm.
a really big struggle, like eat your friends to get to the
Yeah.
top. So I'm like, that's a really interesting topic to go through in a song, and I can't wait to like actually fully listen to it. Hopefully, there's lyrics I can look at because I need to know what the hell they're saying.
Real.
It got very intense when they performed it because they got like into the pit and like formed the whole thing, and it was like a fighting ring going on there.
Oh,
Shit got
playa.
crazy. um, but yeah, that's my pick, Jiraiya. I'd have to say start with Debt Collector, and then if you want anything else, I really like Knives Are Dangerous Kids, so cut the theatrics. Long title, but it's really good. I like that
Love
song.
long titles. Shout out Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, so those would be my picks.
Alrighty. Moving into mine, this is a little bit hard, right? Because I usually go with what's at the top of my on repeat. Right now it's Sleep Token. I'm almost certain y'all have heard me talk about Sleep Token. Because it's Sleep Token. Um,
Mhm.
so, um, And I've also been recently listening to Troye Sivan's new album, because Troy, my beloved. Um, but I don't really want to talk about that. What I want to talk about right now is actually a song by a band that I still consider small in my babies, despite them having grown so much. I don't even remember how much I don't want to look like that scary. But I've been listening to a band called Life After Youth
Mm.
since 2018. So I found them the same year I found Grandson. It was actually I found them around this time. So it's around my 5 year anniversary of being a Life After Youth fan,
Yay.
and they're my babies. I love them so much. I appreciate them endlessly. And I originally found them through their song Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. That song is gas, okay? It's got rock elements, it's got slap bass. How the fuck you put slap bass on a rock song? It is delicious and edible, and that's how I first found them. But the song I'm gonna put forth as my recommendation is their newest song, and it's called For My Love. It's literally like the number four and then My Love. Um, that shit's gas. I don't know what they put in that, but I had it on loop like all morning. Oh my gosh. First off, it starts off with this like little trap beat, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? And then it goes on like rock, and I'm like, oh, and then it go back, and they go like back and forth, and it's a truly delicious little track. They describe themselves as like a grunge boy band. I don't know if that's accurate, but those are my boys, and it's already been 5 years. And another reason why I love them so much is that I found them when they were a lot smaller than they are now. They've grown so much over, as you can expect an artist to do over 5 years. And like when I found Grandson 5 years ago, he already had a big hit under his belt. Like people were already shouting blood in the water. Like, but I found this was a baby band. I found them through like an Instagram ad. And I was like, damn, this shit's gas. And one of my favorite things that I like to shout out them for, I'm gonna shout them out like all the time, is recently the single they dropped before this is called Slow Dance. And with Slow Dance, they usually drop like a couple or a song, an extra song with their releases as like a little like a kind of like an interlude thing where it's like based off of the song, but it's like a little beat thing. It's really cute. They also dropped my favorite song by them again. They re-released my favorite song by them. They took it off like in like 20, I want to say 2018, like late 2018, early 2019. They took it off, and I immediately like DM'd them like, can I have that? That's literally my favorite song. And they were like, sure. And last time I saw them, I talked to them about it. I was like, yeah, that's my favorite song, ha ha ha. And they dropped it again, and it was the best moment of my life. It is still on my on repeat. It's like
I
in the top
remember when
five.
this happened.
I lost my mind. I was
Yeah.
on I was on the just for context, I was on the phone with my friend when it dropped. Like, and I was like, oh, Life After Youth dropped their new song. Let me go look. And I see the title. It's called Don't Say You Love Me. I see Don't Say You Love Me is re-released. I instantly start sobbing. Like my chest is racking with sobs.
Oh,
And my friend's like, what's wrong? What happened? And mind you, again, I cry very easily. Flip of a dime, I'm sobbing. Like we're just laughing, like having a good time, instantly sobbing. I'm like, what happened? What could have possibly happened? I'm like, they just dropped my favorite song again. And they actually did it for me. They literally told me that we did this for you because we know it's your favorite song. What the fuck? But yeah, those are my guys. Go check out Life After You. For My Love, Don't Say You Love Me is long as fuck, and it is very sad. It's also Good Omens coded. Oh,
oh.
it's Good Omens coded. So yeah, go check them out. Besides those songs, they got a song called The Drill. That shit goes crazy, especially live. Oh my god, move, shake, you know the drill. Nothing ever changes, and it never will. Come on now,
Damn.
come on now.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no, their whole vibe is immaculate. Kiss kiss. I love them so much. So yeah, that's my song recommendation. That's Leo's song recommendation. Let's get into some of your song recommendations. So I asked the grandkids, I was like, what are you listening to? What's going on with you? And I'm just gonna straight up, I know your names. I'm not I'll put your ads like later. But so one of the homies, Tyler, uh recommended the song Vials by ooh, I should start playing. recommended the song Vials by Miss Vincent. I haven't gotten the chance to listen to it yet, but I will. I trust Tyler's music taste because Tyler and JC, my beloveds, they introduced me
Yes.
to the Rex, and I've had the song I like this part on my on repeat since the moment I heard it. That song has something in it and it tickles my brain. So I trust it. Like I trust this recommendation. So go ahead and check it out. Another recommendation we got is for from Caitlin, another grandkid that I know. Shouts out Caitlin, what's good?
Yeah.
Recommended AstroTurf, um, Royal and the Serpent. We're all familiar with Royal and the Serpent here. Banger. What can I
I
say?
gotta shout out Caitlin for getting me the hat, the black hat from Amsterdam.
Oh yeah!
Thank you, Caitlin. I wear that hat all the time.
Shouts out Caitlin. Oh yeah, the moment you got it,
I was so happy.
you were like, I need to see if my hat's here, but Ginny's on me. I was like,
Ginny
oh
was
Lord.
sleeping on me, so I couldn't open the package or like go check the mail. But yeah, thank you, Caitlin.
And then the last recommendation I'm gonna go through today is from Gray. Shouts out Gray, one of the Los Angeles gang. Gray
Yo,
suggested a K-Flay song. Yes, I'm serious. From K-Flay's most
yes,
recent album.
K-Flay,
That
my
shit
beloved.
goes hard. That song goes
Oh
hard.
my God, it's
There's like a
so
beat
good.
switch. It's like it's the oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's mm,
It
chef's
was
kiss.
even more surprising because like the part that she played of it on tour was like
Mhm.
just the end, and so I was like expecting just that, but then
Yeah.
everything else, I was like, whoa, what is going on?
Yup.
It's
Yup.
so good. I want
It's
to
so
learn
good.
it all so bad. I'm working on it very slowly.
Yes. Yes. I'm also gonna shout out Punisher by K Flake because oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
my beloved.
Oh my gosh. That was it's so good. It's so I just
It's so
check out the new K Flake album actually while you're
yeah.
at it. Just go for it. Just
Go
go for it.
stream Mono by K Flay.
Go stream mono. And yeah, that's kind of it. We made it.
We did.
We made it through
Oh
the
my-
podcast.
what like 5 different Zoom calls?
It took a minute. It took a minute, but we did it. We started this so long ago.
Like at 8-ish my time. It's now
Yeah,
almost 1 a.m.
yeah. It's been a bit. Oh
Hmm.
damn. Yeah, it's been almost 5 hours.
Jesus Christ. I knew this would
Most
happen. I knew
most
this would happen.
most of it was dedicated to Good Omens.
I know
Um,
both of us talk so much. I knew it was gonna go like this.
yeah, it's okay. Editing this is gonna be real fun.
My condolences.
It'll be fine. I got 5 days.
Oh damn. It's a good
It'll
thing
be
I'm not editing
fine.
it because I'm so busy.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But yeah, thank you for coming on the podcast. I
You're welcome. This is very fun.
I love doing this. We literally just talk like we normally do. this
We're just chilling, yeah. Except
this
there's
is
no
just
chef
chilling.
showdown in the background.
Oh my god, that chef showdown. Us yelling at the customers for just wanting their food. Like they're
Big dumb bitch, you come in here and not know what you want. Here, have a fucking salad. Or here
that's
come Mr.
exact
Moneybag.
oh, literally. That's literally how it is. Um but yeah, it's interesting having one of the Williams on here, you know? I think you're the first William.
I do believe, because I think we were
Yeah.
supposed to record with Liam at Rockville, but that just did not work out.
Liam's so eepy. That's
He
an
was
eepy
so
fella.
eepy.
All the time.
Yeah.
We were like, hey, we should record the podcast. Liam's snoring. We're like, what the fuck? It's like, okay, maybe tomorrow. Oh no, maybe tomorrow. Nope.
And
So yeah,
suddenly it's Tampa. We're like, all right, well,
what are we gonna do? But
yeah,
yeah, thank you for agreeing and coming on and you know the whole
being a Xerophil, I mean, being Crowley, you're a Xerophil.
me being a zero fill. I mean, yeah, when am I not a zero fill? You know, it's just on a
Very
day's
true.
work.
You're right.
But yeah, that's about it. Thank you for listening, watching, however you're consuming this. Thank you for greeting my guests so well. Guests, can we? What are your socials, kid? Let's. Let's
Oh
let the
God.
grandkids get to you.
Um, my Twitter is Leo Bees, I believe. Hold on. Yeah, Leo Bees underscore. And
Hmm.
then my Instagram is leocruz.mp4. So my Twitter is like more personal, at least the one
Hmm.
that I give out. I have a separate photography one, but it's kind of dead, so I'm not gonna give it out.
Real.
So if you want to see like a fuck ton of Good Omens and general anime shit, and then also like some politics in there, like I just put everything on Twitter. That's
Hmm.
there. I'm on and off on it. It's not on my phone right now because there's just a lot going on. But anyways, my Instagram that I said leocruz.mp4, that's also somewhat personal, but more for my photography slash videography stuff and concert things.
Hmm.
And so if you want to see Ginny, you should follow
Hell
my
yeah.
I post
Um,
Ginny being cute, which is often. So I
yes.
do also have a YouTube that I don't upload on as much, but like when I finish a usually grandson related video, I put it up there. Like I did my paint shopping video was up there.
Which I
I,
will link.
I did a short visualizer for the chorus of drones. That's up there too. It
Hmm.
is I believe it's just my name. Yeah, it should just be Leo Cruz, but if you have a hard time finding it, you could probably just look up Paint Shopping Visualizer because I'm the only one that has a video for it.
Yeah.
You can look that up. And I think, yeah, I mean, that's it. I have my Discord. Where my Discord? Oh, I'm an admin on the Grandson Discord server, and the one that's not dead. I know there's like a few floating around. Um,
Hmm.
you could DM me on any of the socials to get the invite link or to be posted somewhere. But
Hmm.
my Discord, they changed the fucking thing, so it's not numbers anymore.
Yeah.
As my user is just also Leo Bees. Do I keep bees? No, I just like the aesthetic of bees, and I'm just kind of stuck to it.
Do I
So
keep bees? I don't think there
I
was a
just
single there was not a single fucking soul that was like, they must keep bees. Like no one. I promise.
I was just thinking, I'm like, damn, my all my users are like bee related. That's probably kind of weird. I don't know. I've kind of just kept to the aesthetic of the bees. I just think they're kind of neat. Would I like keep a bee? No, no, because I'd be scared I get stung. But I could just appreciate.
Would I like keep a bee?
Anyways,
Nah.
okay, my Discord is Leo Beats if you want to add me or DM me for like the invite link. Server's like pretty decently active if you like, there's different like some of the grandkids prefer just Twitter, some prefer Discord. I do kind of both.
Hmm.
Discord is fun because we can play Chef Showdown.
Yes.
That's the main draw of Discord right now. Chef Showdown.
I pop in there sometimes, but only to talk about artists that aren't grandson. So
Yeah, we got a nice community building up there. Hope to start up some sort of like game night or movie nights at some point in there too. There we have a lot of like also international grandkids in there. It's not just US based. So
yep.
got everybody going on in there if you wanna get in on that.
Come
I
in,
think that's
say
all my stuff.
hi, chat, and
Yeah.
yeah. Again, I'm really happy. Thank you for coming on.
Yay.
You're literally like
I
one
was
of my
glad. I was
best
like,
friends.
oh, this sounds like fun. I'm like, I hope I get to be on there one day. And you were like, hey, we're doing this now. And I was like, oh shit, okay.
I gotta get the besties on here. Gotta pull up the billions.
Yeah.
Gotta pull up with the billions. But yeah, thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
also, shout out grandson for bringing me one of my best friends. So
Stop. What if I cry? I gotta say the exact same thing back to you. We're not gonna get all sappy, but
we're
yeah.
not getting sappy on the podcast. It's not
Not
happening.
again. I was sappy enough yesterday for his birthday.
Oh yeah, real.
Yeah.
But okay, that's about it. Thank you for joining us, and I this never gets easier. I hope you have a grantastic day. It never gets easier. It really doesn't.